Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Rime of the Frostmaiden. You can watch this stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch our sister stream, the Dork Vision stream, that's on Sundays from 9 p.m. to midnight. You can find my books on DriveThruRPG and the DMs Guild. You can support me on Patreon/NobleCrumpet. With that out of the way, let's get back into it, shall we? Using the new Roll20 Dark mode, because at least it doesn't totally suck for the chat, but it does suck for the character sheets. So, you guys have made it to Bryn Shander, with pretty much no encounters over the trip there, though you did spend a bit of time in Targos to intimidate Grusty Pinetoes before heading out.
That guy.
Fuck that guy. You made it to Bryn Shander, the largest of the 10 towns. As we see, it's much more massive than the last few. And you headed directly to the center of town, where you started doing some busy work and promptly found Torga's caravan of dog sleds. You interrogated her a bit, found a body on one of her sleds, Didn't really do anything about it, just made note of it for later, and then tracked Sefik Caltro as they were putting away the dogs for the day. Um, After chasing him into an alleyway, Grundle and Venric did, he seemingly vanished, with naught but 2 footprints in the snow. Uh, Meanwhile, Vilma, Nephros, and Suvi, I think, no, it was just Vilma and Nephros at first, went to the inn, Calvin's Comfort, or the tavern Calvin's Comfort, went to the tavern, and met, is it Thrazir? Yeah, you met Thrazir, but we've met
At
him
the
before.
most important meeting.
Yep.
Nobody else of note.
Nobody else of note, except for a spider, otherwise known as Regis Paraffin. Well, actually, I think it's Spider Paraffin. Anyway, and also Jarlaxle Baneray. You guys talked to them about the Zentarum, about trade routes, and they agreed to keep their ears to the ground about the Zentarum activities in the area, and as well try to set something up as far as trade with the Goliaths for later. And I think that's right where we left off, as you guys met up together at Calvin's Comfort. If not, well, that's what's happening now.
Well, yeah, we met together and they delivered the bad news.
Aye, that he escaped, Sefik did. He escaped, he did.
Good news is I got the cake.
Oh, got cake. Welcome back.
Consolation prize.
Yeah,
Subi walks back from the bar. I got the cake.
Oh, they got cake.
what are you guys talking about? You were supposed to track Sefik. I got cake. I don't know what you want from me.
I sent Gretel to do that.
It's not my fault he's magical. Damn wizards.
So, what would you guys like to do?
I don't know where I am, except that I'm with Grundle.
I don't either.
Oh
To be
no, we're
honest.
both lost. This is bad.
We're all at Calvin's Comfort, right?
Yep.
Oh, are we? Okay.
I
You've
don't
been
know where.
hand-waved to
I don't-
Calvin's Comfort.
Yeah, you've been
Take it.
hand waved, is what I was gonna say.
Oh, got it.
Y'all
What-
got hand waved.
Oh, wait, where's the time thing?
I think Thrazir sent a sending spell to you guys to tell you to meet up at Calvin's Comfort.
Yes,
and
we're
then you
definitely all
guys
together.
got each other caught up.
Yes.
I go around and I'll shake the hands of all the other people. Hi, Thrazir. I just wave.
They were actually on their way out, I believe. Spider just
Well,
hesitated
fine.
at Vilma before leaving, because I do remember that happening.
You
Yeah,
winked.
Venric just gives him a sports high five, or
Yeah, sure.
he runs alongside him.
But good gain, down low, up high.
Little butt pat.
Love the hat.
Love the hat. So, the inn is yours. The only people left in the inn are a bunch of kind of random tavern goers. Warville, the drunk that was still nursing their fire brandy at the bar, and the tavern keeper, Ogden.
He has to know something.
No. Nope.
Well,
You guys
I
were
mean, we
trying
know-
to... Oh, sure, you can continue.
yeah, I was just gonna say we know Torga's company will be here for another couple days. Do we want to try and stick around and get more information, or head out to?
Well, there's still Zabati's probably, right?
The body is probably still there. From what Venric and Grundle saw, they didn't unload anything. They just stashed the sleds there and all of the goods, and decided to put an extra set of guards out, I believe. And let's see. Then you guys chase down Sefik. Torga is at the Hooked Knucklehead.
It's a nice name.
Let's see. Yeah, I think the only other thing was trying to. You guys were trying to figure out who Sefik's next target might be.
Mm-hmm. Which he was doing. It seems he was doing something.
He was doing something, but then he got away.
So we know the murders happen only to people who've gotten not picked, right? There wasn't. Those are our only evidence is that is the MO. So wherever you want, I'm wondering what he's doing now. Maybe meeting somebody.
I mean,
Something
it's
he didn't
entirely
want
possible
the
he
rest of
just-
his crew to see.
Yes.
Yeah, he might not have been actually going to commit the murder, but it could have been, finding the person or.
Well, I think.
But
we're
I mean,
kinda
when's the next
screwed.
drawing?
I believe it's not for some time. Maybe.
That's
A
for some
fortnight.
time.
Yeah,
So
it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, so he wouldn't be going to find another victim at this point.
the problem with following this trail is now that we've immediately bungled most of our relationships with the caravan. They know we're all together mostly. So we can't just keep poking around without them getting suspicious.
Well,
Well, it sounds like a great juncture to, I don't know, maybe go check out a Nautiloid. Nephros pulls out the psionic orb out of his bag and slams it on the table.
What? Is it nearby? What?
No, didn't. I mean, when I wasn't here for the session, but I thought we basically found out where it was, or like the direction towards it.
you found out that somebody in Dugan's Hole had heard
That's what it was.
from a secondary source that they saw a comet crash land in the spine of the world. That's all that you know.
Okay.
Just
I
very
heard
far
it from a
south.
halfling named something.
Believe their name was Sandy.
Yes,
Sandy cheeks.
from Texas.
Let's look at the map.
Well,
Sure.
the end of the world is pretty far south.
Yeah, that's a long trip.
It's a very long trip.
And
We
Dugan's
at least-
Hole is on the way.
We were kind of on our way to the caves, weren't we?
Yeah, we could also go check those out.
If we were going south towards Dugan's Hole, I might want to make that trip to go even further south afterwards towards the Goliaths.
Those were also mentioned to be in the spine of the world somewhere, though you know not where.
So I would like if we're gonna go there, we might as well, help me out with my thing.
All right. Well, north or south?
I think we should start with the cares and then move south afterwards.
Yeah, I mean that sounds reasonable. Might pick up some more information along the way.
That's true.
Sure.
And you mean like Care Dinaval and then Care Koenig, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just double checking.
That is what I'm referencing.
So the plan is to go out and do other quests until the next drawing happens.
Yeah, or I
And-
guess probably at least until it's a little bit closer. Maybe.
Yeah, because it's
I don't know
hard
if we'll spend 2 weeks doing quests.
It's hard to follow this trail because of how much exposure that we have to them now.
Yeah, just stalk Torga's party and
But
kidnap him in
something
the
I was
night.
thinking we could do is perhaps try to expose the dead body.
I
and
bought
see
it.
If there's a reaction from it, I know.
No,
it's
don't
not-
expose yourself to the dead body.
Okay.
I don't know if there's any
Oh.
laws against that, but it's still indecent.
very disrespectful in any case.
Oh, page
Gruntel's
3 of
ready
my
to-
book.
So ready to disrobe.
I want to do what I saw the monsters wrestling doing.
Oh boy.
Oh God.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think
We
that's
could always-
reasonable. It's just going to be tough because they posted another set of guards, you said.
Yeah. but-
What is that, like 2?
Yeah.
How
the-
hard
as-
is that to
as-
get by?
You're not sure. You didn't stick around. It looked like there were maybe like 2 guards there already.
Well, they're not
We could do-
associated with town, though, right?
Yeah, well, they're pretty popular around here. They're like freaking local celebrities.
What if we just tried paying them off?
Well, I mean, hold on. Let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. How would we actually expose the dead body? What's the plan? Let's say we actually get past the guards. What do we do?
I didn't
lift.
see. I was hoping we could just bring it out to the road.
Okay, so we lift the cover off. It's
Like
the dead of
literally
night.
expose it.
One of the guards probably sees it before daytime, and they put the cover back down.
No.
So does this town have a speaker? I'm not sure I understand this government.
It does have a speaker, presumably. You haven't really learned much about Bryn Shander, though. Just gotten here.
Maybe in the morning we wake up the speaker of this town and bring them over?
Yeah, well,
Assuming they aren't more Zentaran
Yeah, I
scum.
mean, maybe see if we can inspire the speaker to inspect the wagons.
Yeah, that's if we trust that they're not colluding over this.
Yeah, the best that Jarlaxle and Spider knew, Bryn Shander didn't have like a overt Zentarum like affinity. Otherwise, Jarlaxle would have been on top of it because he has bad blood with them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the
Yeah, I'm
best
glad.
that's the best that you know from the one source that you've talked to.
I'm glad we talked to him about this then. That'd be nice to have on our side.
I'm not sure if I remember if we mentioned them or not.
You did?
No, there you go.
Yeah, he said he would keep an eye out for them.
Yeah, we told him.
Yeah,
about
I made sure to bring it up.
that whole debacle.
Well, there's plenty of people still here in the tavern. If you want to get more information about Bryn Shander or anything, now might be the time to talk to some of the locals.
Well, I have no clue what's going on, mostly because I missed a session, but I'm gonna go and bother somebody to figure out new information. How about that?
It's
Do it.
okay, you can bother me.
Brave.
I'll allow it this one time.
I don't like the way you said that.
Just
hops,
kidding.
hops off
Lightning
the
round,
stool.
You
go.
have
I'm
one
gonna go-
chance to talk to people, make it good.
I'm gonna go and buy somebody a drink and then start
Don't
asking
immediately
about
insult them this time.
touristy stuff. Just be like, so, I'm new here. What do we do in Bryn Shander for fun?
New in town.
Who's talking to me? Are
Down
you?
here. Oh, hello. Yep, underneath the
Hello.
table. Ish.
What are you doing here? I didn't quite hear you.
What does a person do for fun in Bryn Shander? Kind of pick up my voice a bit more.
Oh, well, you don't want to be down there under the table. For one
No.
thing, the burly man picks you up and puts you onto a stool near his table. There you go. If you're looking for fun in Bryn Shander, there's plenty to be had. Although, not much as of late, since it's so snowy out. What did you have in mind?
Do you think I'm a child? Just curious.
Is there like a brothel? I mean, not
Whoa.
a brothel, a fighting person
Run.
place. I was here the whole time.
Under the table.
Hello there, young man. I didn't see you up there.
Can I also get a lift?
He's a bit heavy.
You are a bit heavy for me. I'm burly, I'm not brusque.
Hello, Burley. I'm Grundle.
Oh, no. My name's
That's-
Roald.
Rohan?
Does he call for aid?
No.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Rohal. Excuse my friend. He's simple.
Are there fighting pits here?
He's got a lot of energy. We need to get rid of it.
If you're looking for fighting, Kelvin's Comfort isn't exactly the place for it. But the Northlook does have some of the best fights. Not sanctioned, of course. It's just a tavern.
Where? The Knucklehead?
The Northlook.
Oh. Is that in the
Yeah, the
north
one-
or the south?
No, the other way.
Not very good on the words, are you?
Oh, east. Got it.
We reserved rooms there.
You were there.
North
We were
west.
there earlier.
Wait, so we reserve rooms over there, but our dogs are in the south stables? That seems inconvenient.
I'm sorry.
It's only 2,000 feet. Come on.
I didn't
only one stable.
I didn't reserve your dogs or your room.
Beat up this man. It's his fault.
Get him.
Fine. This. It's.
Well, if you do find your way up there, might get a chance to hear old Bitey sing.
What? Who?
Old
Fighting at
Bitey.
Brackenwood?
It's an enchanted knucklehead trout hanging on the walls. Sometimes it breaks
Oh,
into song.
No. That
Aw.
sounds tacky.
It has its
It-
own charm.
It sounds like a 2000s reference.
Well, other than just, rough and tumble kind of places, what about just areas to go looking around for, I don't know, curiosities or, sightseeing or, I don't know, even places to avoid?
Is there a sea monster around
Don't you dare.
that isn't in wherever we were?
Well, I don't think there's enough water for a sea monster. But if you're looking for sights, I mean, Bryn Shander's mostly a sort of just town. It hasn't got that much as far as sights. I guess there's the old statue near the North Look.
Every town has their stories.
Oh, stories, sure. Sure, we got plenty of them. Not me, personally. I'm a boring person. I drink here every night.
I don't know if you need to say that out loud. You don't have to, like, inside check.
Do
I'm
you want to
awfully
talk about
candid.
it?
I want to say things that make you go away.
Another drunk old man with no filter.
Did you mean Matthew Karn?
Yes.
Insight. You're not sure what this man's deal is, but he seems to be honest. I mean, he doesn't have a reason to lie to a random gnome and a random half-orc.
He's the most important person in the world right now.
He's the speaker.
I would like to talk to Sam Smorkle.
Do we know the name of the speaker already?
Ask him about the speaker.
Oh, the speaker. Well, the speaker right now, Dufessa Shane. Hello?
Professor Shane. How long have they been the speaker?
They're somewhat new to the position, relatively young as well. We're not really sure what she's like, but I think she's eager to prove herself. She's made a bunch of announcements and whatnot, talking about looking for that murderer and whatnot.
Sounds similar to one of the other towns.
They said Tarum or no?
What?
I'm just watching this happen.
Like, do they like the Zentarum as of, like, are they fanboys?
I can't say so. I think they mostly speak for Bryn Shander and its
Good.
people.
I appreciate that.
Okay.
Do you
alright.
like the Zentarum?
Oh boy.
Well... Oh, of course not. Who do you take me for? I don't make no attachments.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You seem just like a good burly man.
I play it fast and loose.
Hell yeah, my dude. He fist bumps you.
Ow!
You're supposed to tap my fist. Yours.
Oh, sorry. My fists are rather sore from, and my everything from getting punched in the head a lot before.
It's okay. Here, just hold up your hand. Make a fist.
Okay.
I hold it up like I'm gonna give him a high five.
No. Close the
The lid.
fingers.
Oh.
And then we
No.
The first position, got it.
and then we touch our fingers together. Our knuckles together, like a little fist bump.
Okay, I do it as hard as I can.
The guy falls over.
Oh, that's great.
Oh! You didn't have to. You're supposed to aim for my hand.
I
He
did.
did just as hard as he could.
Yeah.
Ugh. You missed something fierce. There's more beer in here than I thought there was. Hey! Keep it outside or take it to the North Look if you're gonna do that in here. The the tavern keep shouts to you guys.
Sorry, we were bro-fisting.
Yeah, see that you were. Keep it on the low.
I'm just gonna go over and I'm just gonna heal him. Sorry.
Don't do
about
high
that.
fives. We do down low.
I wasn't aware. Well, I'll think of that next time. Well, is there anything else that you need to know? Oh, my head.
Do you wish to still be intoxicated? I could fix that too.
Well, I think I came here for a reason.
All right.
He's gonna be in a lot more pain if he isn't, so.
I said I healed him for 1 point.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Here, I'll heal him for 2.
The
Lay
besties
on
of the
hands.
filth.
Just kind of pat him on the hand. There you go. Hopefully that'll help a bit.
That's nice. Your touch is all tingly.
Hey, it's like a little hot chocolate. It's a little warm.
Well, it was nice meeting you,
You
Mr.
too.
Benrick and Grundle.
Yeah, sorry about that, and thank you. It was appreciated.
That's fine. That's fine. I'll be here most nights if you need company or anything.
Sure. How much is a beer around here? Out of curiosity.
Oh, a few coppers.
I gave him a few coppers.
I thank you
3.
kindly. Oh, I'm rolling it tonight.
Just wave and I'll go back to the group.
All right.
We're all just sitting at the bar, sipping drinks. Like,
I think I have a name for when those two are talking to somebody. We'll call them verbal assault.
Well, listen, I found out some information.
Benrick's the verbal, Grundle's the assault.
Grendel blatantly tells you all the secrets, and then Venric tries to damage control with the perfect system.
Early.
Yeah.
It's a perfect system.
Yeah, here, Grundle. Listen. I'm not gonna be too hard on you because, like, maybe you forgot in the journey over here, but we're trying to not let people know that we know about the Zentarum. We're like trying to lay low because they know who we are.
It's okay. Burley isn't one of them, and he says the speaker isn't either.
No, yeah, that's great,
Mhm.
but just try a little harder to keep it a secret next time.
Okay,
No, Grundle, you did fine.
I'll
We
try
learned
to
a
keep
lot.
it in between the lips. Just like page 17 of my book.
I
And
have
I
to
show
read
them
this
page
book.
17 of the book, and it's like two
Hold on. Is it?
Snake.
It's
with
What is it? Which is it,
Something
Chris? Do you
else.
need to like roll on a random table of monsters, or is it just like boulettes?
Let me roll
Sexy,
on a
sexy
random
bullets.
table of monsters.
We have Volo's guide too.
Weirdly, it's a bunch of
You
fairy
see Volo, we
dragons
kill him on sight.
filleting a dude.
Yeah.
A dude. Okay.
Hey,
Well-
it looks to just be a normal human on this page.
Where did you get this book again?
What is this book?
Where did
Yeah,
this come from?
fill it in.
If I remember correctly, it
from-
was something like mating rituals and practices of fantastical beasts.
We got that from the wizard.
Yeah, from the wizard,
Um,
and I told Grindel
the
it was
place.
a book of monsters wrestling.
Oh. I think those are fairy dragons that are gonna like lay their eggs inside of that person. That's not good. That's just horrifying.
Oh,
Learned some interesting techniques for.
I wonder
wrestling.
what color I should color the new eggs.
He's clearly outnumbered.
Anywho, that's
It's
maybe we
pack
can
cactus.
let's put that away for now.
Hand the book to Venric, and we never see it again.
I'm just gonna collect everything cursed, evil, or
Evil.
No, you wouldn't.
concerning.
You wouldn't take a
Chaotic.
kid's coloring
You're
book away
taking
from
his
him.
coloring
coloring
book
book
back.
away.
No, I'm just saying we
No.
should.
It's fine.
Unbelievable.
I'm not going to be
It's
the one to
fine.
take it, but we should take it.
He'll punch me.
I take out my coloring book, the illustrated storybook of Northland myths, and go,
We had the little illuminated
Men of culture.
manuscript.
And then Drizzt killed that guy.
Well, we have the name of the other speaker, which also apparently they're a young speaker. Like they
Yeah.
recently got their position.
Maybe
Young,
we should
yet to be
try and get an
corrupted.
audience in the morning.
Yeah, he has a really cool name too.
Oh
It's really
what's
hip
the
and
name?
trendy, and he sounds like a cool dude.
Yeah, what's the name?
What is it?
Something Shane. I don't remember the first name.
Her,
Ferrol
her
Shade.
first name is Duvessa.
Oh, Duvessa. That was Ferrol. Don't know where that came from.
Burl?
Ferrol.
Feral Shane.
Gondola?
They just get to the speaker and it's just a feral Shane.
It just hisses and jumps on top of the table. A bunch of people
Oh my
gotta
God,
come
kill it.
around and hurt him off.
Running around the room going, Fairy Dragon BJ!
All right, so I mean, maybe we should head back to
This
the
is the
north.
all ages cruise.
Oh
Maybe we should
yeah, I
head
want to go
the
back to
North.
Yeah.
the Northlook. It sounds like they have fun fights there.
And we could swing by the Hooked Knucklehead and eavesdrop on Torga's conversations.
Yeah, I mean, I might try and give that a shot.
Yeah.
well,
she
actually,
knows
hold on.
you.
No, she knows me. I absolutely can.
There's
I could disguise myself with magic, but it only lasts an hour.
I'm
an
not
hour
going.
might be enough.
What were you gonna say, Venric?
Not going, because
Oh.
the only time I can be sneaky is when I'm fluffy, and it usually leads to problems.
You rolled 2 18s on a stealth check when you weren't here.
When you weren't here, Chris rolled 2 18s for you. Isn't that cool? Well, Chris rolls good for your character.
Yeah, seems to be the course of a group. I get it. It's fine.
Or a blessing. Maybe you all just need to be absent, and then I can just roll for all of you.
Wow.
Every time
There
we
we
get
go.
ambushed, one of us
Yeah,
just signs off.
The ideal campaign with Chris. Nobody's there.
Sorry,
do
Chris,
we
you're a
want
great
to?
DM.
Do we want to mess with the dead body first, and then go to Bevel?
I just don't understand what we can accomplish with the dead body.
I want to see if because if people see it, I want to see the reaction of the town at least, right?
Yeah, but how are we gonna make it so people see it? If we go there tonight and we take off the cover, we would have to literally drag the body out and put it somewhere, and then somehow tie it back to them.
I don't know how secure it is. I don't know how visible it is from the road.
It's not visible to the road. It probably has like clerestory windows, like windows near the roof line, to like let in airflow and whatnot. But otherwise, it doesn't have any windows other than that. So there would be like small upper windows.
Yeah, because it's like in a storage place, basically.
Yeah, it's a kennel.
Oh, okay.
I think it's better if we just get the authorities involved in that. We have to talk to the speaker first.
Yeah, I think that's probably better to see if we can spark an investigation with the speaker.
How late is it right now, anyway?
Well, it is nighttime, and you guys have been drinking and conversing for a while, so it's getting kind of late.
Well, if we want to do that in the mornings, then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all for heading back to the Norfolk.
Okay. Go see.
Yeah, I mean, Suvi, if you wanted to try and spend an hour, see what you can hear in the Hook Knucklehead, I think that's reasonable. But...
Sure, we got nothing better to do.
Can someone fill me in for the hooked knucklehead, like what that is?
That's where Torga is.
Yep.
Bar,
Ah.
That's
grill,
where Torga is. It's up there. Oh,
slightly
see it.
shady inn, I think was
Yeah,
the
it's.
epithet.
So definitely
We
a
were
place
told
that
to
a
avoid it.
paladin shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Got it.
But maybe a fox could.
I'm gonna get punched.
It never, it hasn't worked out once.
We gotta go back to that wizard and make an invisible suit of armor.
That's quaint. Or maybe one that just shrinks with my body.
That could work too.
I just light a armor.
I'm a little concerned having Subi go alone.
I know.
Well, anybody else got a disguised kit? Don't have to use magic. Put a wig on Grundle.
Yeah, I would stand
Yeah,
out.
no. I don't have one of those, and I can't exactly hide these.
I have to check.
just need a
I
beehive
might have
haircut.
something for him.
There
I
we
can
go.
give him some new clothes.
Give me a giant pompadour.
We can do his hair. He can look a little different.
Could just send Jeeves with them as well.
Jeeves, nobody remembers Jeeves. I sometimes forget Jeeves here as well, so that'd be perfect.
It's true. I talked to Torga directly, but I doubt she remembers an old man like me.
He's very
with
good at being
Jeeves
sneaky.
protecting Suvi, we have nothing to worry about.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario. Well, no, we would have to call him.
Well, you could hang out outside and look suspicious like you always do.
Do I always look suspicious? That's not the
There's more to
intention.
the table.
Oh.
I wouldn't use suspicious. I'd say shifty, maybe.
Yeah, you guys are going places sometimes.
Just narrow my eyes. I see what you did there. I got that pun. I mean, we can go. I can stay close if you guys want to go do your own thing.
So,
Or like Black Iron Blades or something like that. Just a different place and be nearby.
Suvi and Jeeves goes to the Knucklehead, and you stay nearby?
Hmm.
Okay.
I'm not gonna engage them directly, I'm just gonna stalk.
Well,
Uh,
shall we get going?
I'm going to Northlook.
Yeah, the rest of us
I'm
will go to
going
North.
to bed.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go
you're not
to
going to fight
Knucklehead.
before you go to bed?
Yeah, they're gonna beat somebody
I
up.
was winking.
Oh,
I'm gonna
We
put
could-
someone to sleep.
He's gonna
Wink.
sneak out and do ballet in the streets.
what do you mean? Oh,
I get my
Wait.
reps in.
All right. So Vilma, Nephros, and Grundle head off towards the Northlook. It takes some time to, mosey on up there. Meanwhile, Jeeves, Suvi, and Venric head to the Hooked Knucklehead.
I guess since being in the area it just kind of also means being like around and outside. Could I possibly walk
Around the
past like
outside.
the house of the Morning Lord and the temple? I assume just check it out.
I mean, yeah, it looks like a normal house. I think you heard from somebody last time that it was a, oh no, wait. It was because Shane
I
was
wonder.
asking if he would see what that is, and I was like, no, that's just a normal looking house, unfortunately. So, actually, you don't know what that is.
House of the Edgelord.
It's labeled.
I know it's labeled.
You labeled a thing and tell us we don't know what it is, but we know what it is.
What's up with statue over here?
It's a statue. I'll tell you that when I tell you that.
Deep
was
statue.
actually- That was the dude told us to go look at it, so
Yeah, he said
we'll
there's a
check that out
statue
later.
near the Northlook. Anyway, you head to the Hooked Knucklehead. It is significantly less fun here. So I guess not music. Fun. It's a
dead silent.
dead silence.
Anti-fun.
Just a really sad violin. There we go.
You open up the door, and it's kind of drafty in here. There's like just one small fireplace that's off in a corner of the room, and it's not very well lit, and there's not a lot of firewood nearby. Looks like there are a few people huddled around there, but the rest are just kind of like in an open common area where there's a whole bunch of cots like set up and kind of tossed out about the place. It looks to be an inn, though it does serve alcohol, and it's pretty quiet here, except for the group of Torga's people in the in another corner of the room opposite the fireplace. Sorry, next to the fireplace. They are kind of taking up the space and not really letting anybody near it. They're kind of hogging the fire. The innkeeper is just kind of going over some notebooks, looks up as you guys enter, and then just goes back to what they were doing.
I'm staying outside, don't forget.
Sure.
Yes, and I've turned into a 3 foot shorter man.
I am man.
Generic
wow.
man.
Just naked. Iron Man.
It doesn't take the clothes away.
I transform into a featherless biped. Behold, a man! Jeeves combs his hair the opposite way so that nobody will recognize him. Arcs his eyebrows a few times like, yes. The clever
Puts
disguise.
on his old Imperial commander outfit.
Well,
Grand Moff Jeeves.
it seems that Torga is over there. There's not a lot of other places to sit.
So we'll stand at the bar for now. Get an
Oh.
ale, I guess, and look inconspicuous for a bit. And listen with my ears.
You head up to the, it looks to be that there's just beer on tap. The person next to it just looks up from their bookkeeping and says, hey, if you want any of that, it'll be 2 coppers.
We'll take 2. Cha-ching.
Grabs the coin, pockets it. Was no trouble.
Wasn't planning on it.
Ooh, we get accent. Accent Suvi.
That's the best I can do.
This is my only other
I'm from
accent.
Tourmaline.
I grew tourmalines and tourmaline. Okay, so
Darkest corner with the best view.
Torga appears to be here. She's laughing raucously with her companions around the fireplace. all 4 of the thugs. And did you
Four
see the way
thugs.
that? Did you see the way that we buckled his knees? He didn't even see it coming. Yeah, that was a good one, Torga. You're a good one.
Oh boy.
Max escaped.
I knew he had it in him.
They seem to be talking about something. What should we do?
Well, I don't know.
I am not but an NPC.
Uh, should I get closer to listen in, or
I'm gonna have you make a
There's something
perception
to
check, I
hear.
suppose, if you're just listening from where you're sitting.
yeah, I think that'll do.
Yeah, if you're just trying not to interact
Come
with
on.
her at all, then
Boy,
okay, there it is. Yeah, with a perception check of 20, that's pretty good, and she's being pretty loud. You hear them talking about what appears to be a straight-up murder. It sounds like they were just gunning down this person with their crossbows as they were like fleeing through the snow. It's not really clear where this happened, but it seems to have been a recent event. Everybody else is just kind of keeping their heads low. Even the innkeeper is just kind of ignoring the whole thing.
probably related to that body.
Hey, it sounds frightful. How are they just straight up talking about it? Like bananas.
Clearly, they are very confident no one will stop them here.
It did seem to be scaring away the other people that were trying to sell things in the market. Nobody wanted to sell anything while Torgo was here, if I recall.
Not looking too good for Torga being an innocent bystander.
Certainly not. Well, how much longer should we stay? Can your disguise last?
About an hour.
Guess we have some time. Though, not too keen on this beer. Already sick from the mead that we had at the last
Yeah.
place.
Why is it warm?
I don't know. It's cold in here. How is the beer warm if it's cold in here?
Don't know.
A draft passes through all of the, like, uninsulated walls with wide cracks in them. Some of the people
Triggered.
that are, like, sleeping in the center of the common room are, like, shivering, tugging each other for blankets.
Triggered.
Let's see why no one wants to stay here.
It's too real.
The roof leaks, the floor creaks.
Well, Suvi, I'm gonna have you make an insight check to try and, like, decipher what they're talking about, further.
Decode the matrix with my 8s. Guess not.
Yeah, you're not sure exactly what sort of grip they have on this place to be talking out loud, so, well, perhaps the innkeeper just doesn't care about any wrongdoing. Well, after a while, Torga seems to be wrapping up their story. They're starting to play, like, a few games of, like cards before they head up, go to bed, kicking all the people out of their bunks in the middle.
Seems like it's winding down. Probably just
Seems
go
so.
then.
Yes, Master Venric is outside. They're probably freezing.
He's fluffy.
Just give him my warmth.
You
Oh boy.
know.
Come along.
Still don't understand your relationship. As we walk out.
I am
It
just
gets
his
more
master.
complicated.
Torga shouts at you as you're leaving. Hey! Who are you? What you doing? You just came here and sat down? Then you're leaving?
I pound the beer and then leave.
I'm here to warm up with the warm beer.
Hey, I'm talking to you.
Just out of towners looking for a drink.
Yes, we were just thirsty, is all. Oh, hella
That
thirsty.
was my last 4 coppers. Gotta go.
A deception check.
Oh boy.
+1, let's do it. Yeah.
Rolling against.
Roll a 1.
Roll a 1.
Hey, your voice kind of sounds familiar.
Now we're done.
And you! I saw someone with a slightly different hairstyle here before. Jeeves gulps.
Oh no.
You two spying on me? First the tiefling, then you people? What do you guys want from me?
Why are you so mean? I don't want nothing.
Stop being mean to me.
'Cause we
Help
keep
me!
slide to the door.
Slide to the door. I think I'd like some more answers than that. One old man and a short fella? See about that. Hey, come on! Wake up before we go to bed. We got some more beating to do.
Should start running now.
Furbog
boy.
magic, go!
Oh boy.
What would you like to do?
Henrik outside watching through a window,
I think it's time
not
we.
frozen.
I think
Time
it's
to go,
time we
J-Man.
take our leave. And Jeeves just looks back and Suvi has disappeared. Suvi?
I call Jeeves.
Go, go, go. Run!
Jeeves! Jeeves disappears and reappears next to Venric outside. Suvi reappears a few steps later, his footprints leaving telling signs in the snow, but it takes a moment for Torga to track you. She pops out into the alleyway.
Suspicious.
Hey, get back here! It's time to go! And then you guys start running. Make athletics checks.
Oh boy.
The lot of ya. The lot of ya.
Face sequence activate. I am screwed.
Look
These
at
dice
this.
are the
Look at
devil.
this statue here. I wonder what the statue represents.
The one stat I have +4 in.
Oh, I wonder what that feels like, huh? Wonder what it feels like to roll a red 7.
Wonder what
Anyway.
it feels like
Yeah.
to be carried
Red 7.
to be carried by Jeeves. Anywho,
You just made him too cool.
yeah, it seems like
Oh,
they're
that beer is
catching.
awful.
It seems like they're catching up to you guys. Venric is stumbling in the snow and doing a little bit of a slippy slide. He's very strong, but not very coordinated. As you slip into the snow, one of the thugs catches up with you. Hey, get back here, you little twerp! Where did you go? There you are.
Hiding.
Hide check.
Hiding. I'm
Uh,
gone.
One of the thugs catches up with you. Make an opposed athletics check.
I have advantage with this if he's trying to grapple me.
And they are.
Got the slippery feet, whatever it was.
Yeah, squat nimbleness.
Squat advantage. Thank God.
Although, it's a dex save, right? Technically, or it's a athletics or acrobatic.
It's whichever you want it to be.
To grapple.
You can choose which one.
And I take the better.
All right.
Yeah.
They reach out to grab you, but you manage to just barely get out of their grip. Another one of the thugs shoots on after you with their crossbow. They manage to grab just before leaving. They shoot at Suvi. Jeeves has thankfully made it around the side. I think a 10 misses most people
Yeah.
and most objects.
Mhm.
Most anything, really.
It would hit a naked Venric, but
It would hit a naked veteran, but not me. The arrow lands into the side of a barrel. They're running! There must be hiding something! After them! Make new athletics checks. Thankfully, Venric is not restrained for this.
come on, dice. Why you hate me? What'd I do?
Oh,
That
jeez.
beer.
No! Okay. Venric, as you
Every
manage
3
to
rolls, we break 10.
scramble away, Suvi and Jeeves start to now fall behind in this little sequence.
How's this little guy so fast?
Yeah, I know.
I have 5 more feet now.
Jeez. I haven't really vetted this list, I guess.
Is this Sly Cooper? This is perfect.
No, this is Left 4 Dead!
Oh,
Yeah, Horde. Oh boy.
well, that's also fine. It fits.
It works.
Sure. Torga catches up to Suvi at this point. She hasn't quite caught up to you because you still have a bit of a shot on them, but she tosses a dagger in your direction. Ooh, that's gonna hit.
Ooh,
Make a dexterity
number.
save.
Dexterity save. Oh no. Can I do it? Did it work?
Almost.
Click. There we go.
is. Alright. The dagger threatens to pin you to the ground, but you manage to tear away your clothing just in time. Alright. Now, Jeeves needs to make an athletics check as he starts to get surrounded.
Oh boy.
Getting plugged.
No! No! I've already been summoned today!
Oh no.
Oh, actually, Jeeves can beat an 8, right? Right, Jeeves?
Well, now you've invoked it.
Right, Jeeves?
Right, Jeeves?
Right, Jeeves?
Right, Jeeves!
Gives the guy a backhand, jeez.
The guy reaches out for Jeeves, and Jeeves just whips his hand around. No touching! And slaps him
Really?
upside the head.
His head explodes.
I feel like he needs like a spoon. Just because he makes tea all the time, so he just like cracked their knuckles with a spoon real quick.
Yeah, he wraps their knuckles.
Nope.
No!
Bad.
Alright, now, let's
There's
make
the other save I made 10 minutes ago.
let's make new athletics checks.
Can I use
Oh!
Arcana instead? Oh, there we go.
Can I use Arcana? You guys managed to finally make some distance. It looks like they're not going to be able to do anything this round. I'll need one more successful athletics check from the group to get free.
Hey,
Sure.
free dagger.
Also, if they get close, can I use command to make one of them sit in the snow?
Yeah, you certainly could do that.
Command shit.
Okay,
Command Snow Angel.
okay. All of them were above 10, which is great. You managed
Did it.
to tumble your way a little past the north look before losing them, and then circling back to make it back to the tavern, where some friends are observing a wonderful looking statue. That's nice.
That's a pretty big statue.
I don't even know what it is. I've been just staring at it for like an hour now.
I've been trying to figure out what the heck is going on here.
What the heck is going on here?
The Torga is the most suspicious creature I've ever seen.
Huh? Oh,
Oh,
how'd your little reconnaissance mission go?
Peel off the fake mask. Terrible.
As peels off the mask, grows 3 feet.
That's really cool to think of.
That's better.
Yeah, what did you guys hear while you were in there? I stayed outside.
She was talking about straight up murdering a hoe.
Probably that elf
Oh.
corpse we found.
What the ho?
Clearly they have no worries about attacking people in the streets as I
It's-
gesture to the hole in my cape.
Grundle
Close,
hoe is a
whatever.
gardening tool. Don't worry about it.
Oh.
Yes,
How do you kill a hoe?
snapping it in half, my dear. They said something. It sounded like they were in the forest or something when this was happening. Did you pick up on that, Suvi?
Yeah, forest.
Anyway,
Didn't say exactly what direction, did you?
they didn't. They were just talking about it as
Well,
if
south.
recent
yes.
prey.
Well, elves live in the forest and found an elf corpse, so
Yeah, good meat is closest forest.
So what are we looking at?
I mean, just kind of catching my breath from getting away from them, but you know, since we were chased.
You look up at this statue. It's unlike any statue that you've ever seen before. It's tall, mighty, and standing on a plinth. It's made out of a rigid material. It's quite well crafted. It looks to be perhaps chiseled or maybe sculpted and cast. It's got a lot of interesting qualities about this sculpture. Looks very heavy.
Statuesque.
Yeah, it's very statuesque. The statue is of a drow standing proudly. They are wielding, looks to be some sort of...
coconut.
Looks to be like an array of weapons, but mostly like a scimitar. There's a bow on their back, a crossbow at their side,
Is there a plaque that I can just go and read the name of?
Is this my future husband?
There is a plaque. It's covered in a bit of frost, but it's been well kept. You scrub away some of the stuff, and you see the name of this proud drow hero. It says Tiago Bainray,
Tiago Bainray.
savior of Bryn Shander. This statue was erected in his honor after saving us from the tyranny of the Baelor.
Of the what? Holy shit.
Damn. He's cool. Wait.
Sounds dangerous.
Is this an alias of Drist?
Make a history check.
Oh boy. I should have advantage on Drist lore.
Drizzt fangirl, new feat.
Urtu is the name of the demon. Got it. Took me a second to find it. So, Nephros and Vilma, you guys don't really recall the ton of exploits about Tiago Bainray, but if Bainray's name is to ring any bells, it's the name of Jarlaxle's house. I don't know.
I mean, Ear 2 is probably more familiar in some sense, because we've heard that name before.
Yeah, you have heard of the name Urtu. That was one of the demons that was leading Akar Kessel's army.
Yes.
Great. Well, I mean, at least we know it's dead because of this fine fellow
Yeah,
gestures
Tiago.
at Stash.
From the best of your knowledge, this does not appear to be in the likeness of Drizzt. Although they are a drow, they aren't wielding, like, Drizzt scimitars, or not scimitars, but like his swords, because they're very famous. He also doesn't have Guinevere at his side, which you would think he would if they were going to make a statue of him.
I mean, you can't.
You haven't seen Drizzt personally, so, I mean, and there's artistic license, so any drow could be presenting as Drizzt.
I've seen
but...
all the fan art. All the fan art.
Yeah. But there's some key features missing that makes you think that this isn't one of Drizzt's aliases.
Possibly another member of the Companions of the Hall, or whatever they're called.
Wait, has Jarlaxle's last name?
I mean, it could
Yeah,
be,
well,
but
He
Could
does.
be his cousin.
Yeah, they're just... He has the name of Jarlaxle's house, which is House Bainray.
Of his house.
yeah, I mean, if Jarlaxle, I think, I mean, wouldn't he have commented on the fact that, some member of his house was famous in this town?
Didn't seem too
Maybe.
big on bragging.
Yeah, he didn't seem too big on talking about himself either.
Seemed like a modest man.
Could have been one of the reasons he was visiting, I suppose. Even if it's not necessarily him. He has some
I mean-
family connection here.
I believe his reputation, leads the way for him.
don't need
He
to say
wouldn't be
much
the
of
kind
him.
of guy to take an alias.
Yeah.
But other people might try and use his name to benefit themselves.
Anyways, we should get inside.
It'd
It
be
is
nice.
very chilly. Hopefully this
Nice.
place is warmer than the last one.
In
My
case
snot
Torgo
is
and her
freezing.
thugs aren't stalking the streets still.
Perception
I
check?
think while they're doing that, I'd already be in there and being like, "Barkeep, I have a question for you."
Where's
Alright.
the punching room?
You go up to a tall, burly human with scraggly brown hair, lots of 5 o'clock shadow. It's more like 5 o'clock the next morning, and the next morning, and the next morning shadow. He looks at you
That's
and
called
says,
a beard.
"It's called a beard." As you pull up to this guy, he pulls out his hand and says, "How's it going? The name's Scramshax. What brings you to the Northlook, young ward?"
I believe I was told this place has some punching.
Hey, now don't you go causing trouble unnecessarily. Although,
No,
if you need any hints, that table over there looks like it's ready to burst. These guys have been losing at gambling all night.
okay.
I will walk over to that table.
Oh, hey, do you want anything to drink? Any mead or something?
I'm here to kick ass and drink hot chocolate. And you're all allowed of hot chocolate.
Oh, you're a
And I
lot
walk
younger than
over
I
to the
thought you
table.
were.
Everyone just assumes that.
He's just huge, but his voice is so tiny.
No, but like he says hot chocolate, and they're like, "Oh, you're a child." Like that's somehow just a child's thing. An adult can't just enjoy hot chocolate.
Well, I'll see what I can rustle up. Maybe we got some grenadine in the back.
You can make red milk.
Red velvet
Just
drink.
try to find something sweet for the kid.
Shirley Temples.
Get him a Shirley Temple. All right, you head up to the gambling table where there's some people that are on their last efforts, I think. One of them has their shirt off, and in spite of the warmth of the tavern, they look kind of chilly. I swear, this'll be the last one, double or nothing. You got nothing left to bet, lad. You just quit while you're ahead, why don't you? No, I gotta win something back. The wife is gonna kill me if I come back like this. Not gonna come back at all if you lose again. Come on, well, deal me in one more time. One more time. All right, here it comes. What have you got to offer? He looks to you. This guy. I'll give you this guy.
What?
This is my manservant. Just roll with it. I promise I'll win
Yes.
this one.
I am his boy servant.
Yeah, you can have him and his services. I'll officially release him.
Is anybody babysitting Grundle?
What? Oh no, I'm still looking at the
I'm in
statue. Where'd
danger.
Grundle go?
Getting
It is
shot at. What
quite
do you
an
want from me?
interesting statue.
Oh boy.
We'll casually saunter inside.
Sure.
There's a hole in my coat from that stupid dagger.
All right.
Maybe Jeeves can patch that up.
Yes. Let me attend to that. Let me mend to that. Well, I think we got ourselves a deal. Let's shake on it. See two people shaking hands and Grundle just smiling nonchalantly.
Looks like Grundle's better at making trade deals than you are, Vilma.
Oh no, what does he do now?
They both start rolling dice, cupping their hands. Oh wait, how can I make a sound effect of dice rolling in this economy? Oh yes. I did it! They roll the dice. The first guy makes his roll.
Some great improvised Foley there.
Yeah. Alright, they roll a 15 out of the 4 dice. They're just going for the higher roll. It's not a particularly complicated game, but
Oh, it's
perhaps
not
it's
like
a
craft
simulation.
Don't you roll?
The other guy rolls and he's like, that's not bad. That's not bad. It's a bit above average. But let's see what these fellas can do. And he rolls.
Bum, 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 bum. Damn!
Whoa! How did he do that? He rolled 2 6s and 2 5s. The guy just puts his hand in his head. Again? How? How do you keep rolling that?
Wait, how many times has he rolled that?
The last 3 games. You must be cheating. No cheating here, just your poor luck. Looks like your manservant's mine.
Oh no. Can I see the dice? I like dice.
Of course you can. I got
Do we
nothing to
overhear
hide.
this conversation?
It's a rowdy tavern. You'll have to make a perception check unless you're actively going to check on Grundle. Otherwise, then you would automatically hear it.
All right, I did roll perception preemptively.
You did. All right. Yeah, I'll say that your
Perception.
ears perk up at the conversation as you notice that they're gambling and not trading. And you think, Grundle gambling? Not good.
I didn't do a gamble.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
Became a
Yeah, I
gamble.
know.
He's
I tap,
next to gambling. He might ask what it is.
Oh no.
Oh god, you're
Anyway.
right.
I'll tap Vilma on the shoulder, and be like, I think we need to go check on our boy Wander over there.
Can I size up who he's with and if he could take them?
It looks like the poor guy is he's there with just one of his friends who looks equally distraught, although not shirtless at least. The other one is there with himself and like 3 other goons, and they seem fairly well muscular, at least well fed in this economy. Grundle, I'm gonna have you make a perception check as well.
I was gonna investigate the dice, but yes.
Oh, that's what I'm doing.
Okay. Oh, good. It's better.
Septicate.
Okay, you make a perception check. Now, isn't that...
Sniff the dice.
You notice that as the guy's handing the dice to you, some of the dice fall out into his, lap, and he pulls another one out from, beneath his, bracer that's, covered with fur. It seems that he was trying to pull a fast one on you and switch the dice.
I didn't want to see these dice. I wanted to see the ones that went in your lap.
Point at his lap. I didn't realize that this was that kind of manservant that you had here. Just what do you take me for?
I'm smart. And I know you're a cheater.
A cheater? I
Yeah,
told
let
you
me
you
look
can
at those
see
dice.
you can see my dice. You're not gonna look in my trousers, boy.
Oh, I'm gonna look at him.
I'm gonna do it.
Make an intimidation check.
I'm gonna look at him.
Intimidation.
I think we should start running towards that
good.
table.
No, he has it.
You're not looking in my lap, boy. Not unless you want this fist in your mug.
I actually do.
Yeah,
I take off
fine.
my
Please
white
hit me.
What's going on here? Are you trying to con this man out of an honest manservant?
Are you using loaded dice?
I'm just.
Nephros, can you hold my jacket? I don't want it to get bloody on the first day.
I'm just gonna go sit by the bar. Geez, you want some tea while we watch this happen?
Oh, I'm
But
not
sure.
going to be able to hold your jacket when my hands are full of these goons.
I'm gonna cheer on Grundle. Get him, Grundle, and I'm gonna give
James.
you bardic inspiration.
Please?
I'll toss it on a chair. It's fine.
Okay.
I'll
I
hold it.
see.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you.
And then I take my whatever I have else under it off and just throw that wherever because I don't care about that.
All right, they kick back their chairs and they all stand up, trying to look taller and mightier than you. But it's kind of hard with you being a half-orc. Thankfully, you're a bit short for your age. Well, thankfully for them. Well, looks like we got a regular fight on our hands. And you can see the tavern keeper is in the background. And he's like, yeah, get him.
Get him.
I have to clean that mess up later.
No, I got people
I'm
for
so
that.
early.
All 4 of the maxes stand up.
Grundle's fighting Neo.
Mr. Grundleson.
I never told you my name. How do you figure that out?
Morpheus fight Neo.
I was calling you a Grundle, jerkwad.
But that's my name. That's not an insult.
Don't understand.
I don't get it.
Just because all the kids in my clan called me that doesn't mean it's an insult.
They all start laughing, and they roll for initiative. I added everybody into the initiative just
I win
in
the
case.
initiative.
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm
Mr.
not surprised.
Advantage.
I'm before some of them. That's nice.
If you need me, let me know.
Okay.
All right, let's get some different music. This one.
Some casual.
All right,
Final Fantasy.
That's not the rocky road to Dublin.
Suvi. What would you like to do as you see combat start breaking out?
I'll just go over to be like within a couple feet of Grundle, be like, tag out when you're ready.
Okay.
All right, you ready your action in case something happens. Nephros.
Yeah, I will take Grundle's jacket, his coat, and toss it on a chair.
Take
And,
his
It's
coat.
an item
He
interaction.
seems, yep, he seems to want to do this by himself. So I'm also going to step back and give him some space. Wait for him to tell me to help out.
You toss his jacket onto a chair and cross your arms and just nod approvingly at Grundle.
Toss the jacket on a chair, sit back, take a seat in the chair, kick back a little bit.
Oh, this is nice.
Take a sip.
Dinner and a show.
We got together, have a couple laughs.
One of them rushes. Huh. Oh, they're also unarmed, so I can't just use their normal macros.
Haha.
Strength check.
Haha.
Yeah, is it a strength check, or are you considered proficient with your
You're always
fists?
proficient with your punching as long as you have any other weapon proficiency.
Okay, it's
I
just
think
the
it-
damage
yeah.
that's low.
I think that was like a third edition thing where it's like you don't even know how to use your own hands.
Oh, what do these do?
Yeah.
How do I do violence?
Then again, not being proficient with hand-to-hand fighting is a pretty common thing.
Okay,
Oh, it's
Yeah.
the bat.
well, I'm just gonna use
Roll
their
if you want, you're the
mace
DM.
thing then.
Yeah, these guys seem like they would be though.
All right, this one throws the first punch. Their hand feels like a mace as it connects with your face. They deal 3 damage, because that's how much damage they deal.
I was like, I'm not raging. Oh, okay, got it.
Yeah, it's their strength plus 1.
Anytime you're ready to start fighting, Grundle.
All
Your
right,
4 initiative.
Benric,
Yeah,
someone
he
just
asked
punched
him to punch
Grundle.
him.
Got what he wanted. Benric, anything?
No, I'm just gonna sip my tea.
Grundle asked for it.
Ginseng tea.
I've got a cure wounds set for his face if he needs it.
Venric, can you pass the sugar, please?
Oh yeah, here you go. Oh, they have honey as well.
Oh, that's even better. Pass that over here.
Oh, yeah, there you
Yes. This one needs a bit of a longer steep. I like it bitter.
go. Oh.
Get back here, you kid! This one misses. The second, the second one lands in your hand that you hold up, catching the fist before it strikes anything. You only said that they could punch you once. You didn't say anything about twice. All right, Vilma, it's your turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight you will learn the power of the Green Fist,
Everybody
Slayer
starts
of the
cheering.
Kobolds of Tourmaline,
Woo! All right, hype man.
Massacre,
You give them your
the Green
inspiration.
Massacre.
The green death.
The green.
The green machine.
The green
Wait.
machine.
We're workshopping the name.
The human Grundle.
The Incredible Hulk. Wait,
I'm just like getting the crowd to cheer for him pretty much.
Disney executive
Sure.
tackles him.
make a performance check.
Sure.
Yeah,
Boom.
people are getting into this. I mean, fights aren't unusual at the Northlook, but an announcer is, so they're intrigued. They're starting to gather round to this sudden outbreak. 1v4, can he take them on? Grundle, can you take them on?
Yes.
That's
Alright,
You won't like him when he's
Nope, not that.
angry.
I mean, that's what I'm doing, but I'm actually getting into rage mode. Nope. Gotta
Don't
quit
kill him,
the thing.
Grundle.
Point.
All right. as
Fucking
as you start
werewolf.
hyping up the Green Massacre, who has just caught this guy's fist, he just starts growling and snarling, and he turns into like this slightly furry green groblin of mass with like these claws that start poking out from their hands. Tiger
Blanca.
It
claws.
is white
Werewolf.
with black stripes though. so,
He's Blanca.
yeah.
He's Blanca.
And then
Blanca makes pound cake.
but I am gonna like actually close the claws and use them as fists. I don't know if
Yeah.
that
Claw
makes sense.
punch.
It'll be like non-lethal version of it, I guess.
Yeah, you're doing like grazing slashes and then punches where necessary. So you're doing
Alright,
non-lethal.
So, you want me to roll again, or do you want me to use that one?
No, that's fine. Well, you attack the
No, you
nearest
can-
one.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're wearing maybe. Oh, what are they wearing? What are you wearing?
Leather jerkins.
Yeah, they're wearing leather. So yeah, you got +2,
BDSM
so
gear.
that's even better. And that guy's gonna take 11 damage. Ugh! Ugh! The fuck? He's got claws! That's cheating! He's not human!
Neither
Yeah,
am
he's
I.
green.
I'm not.
Well, we're all
I'm a
human!
half-lord.
Alright, another hit. You attacking the same one?
Yeah.
Alright, another 9 damage. This man is bloodied. He starts clutching his wound and starts backing off. What the fuck is that thing? What the fuck is that thing? Alright, anything else?
No, that's it.
Alright, as this guy tags out, another one starts moving in. I'll tell you what he is. Dead meat. He picks up his actual mace and swings it towards Grundle. And misses. Grundle and his tiger-like reflexes dodge underneath the blow. Thankfully, he has multi-attack.
You know what? Let's just think that he has multi-attack.
Thankfully. Okay. Does 12 hit your AC?
No.
Okay. Cool. Another one rushes in. This one grabs his
Another
mace
one.
as well. And now they have pick tic tacs or pack tactics.
Gross.
TikToks.
All right. Looks like 2 hits. As you dodge under the one's like clapping
Sways
his
the
mace in
advantage.
his other hand, and he just does an upper swing, knocking your head upward and then slamming into your back, dealing, well, just 6 damage because of your resistance. Suvi.
Well, I don't need my reaction if my turn just starts.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here ready.
Pretty rude to attack an unarmed kid. Gonna go sock the one who hit him.
He's a baby.
Whack him with my stick.
You pull out your rod. That's gonna hit this
Big rod
guy.
action. Good to him.
Oh, actually it doesn't hit him because it has -2 against padded. His padding
Anything else?
softens the blow. Anything else?
No, don't have 2 attacks.
Alright. Nephros.
I'm gonna shout out to one of the thugs that's surrounding. I'm gonna be like, "Oh, come on, 4-on-1 and one of you's already down for the count. You need some more friends." And I cast Vicious Mockery.
On whom?
I guess the bottom one.
Sure.
Oh, I had sneak toggle, so that does not happen.
What? Wow, that was
And
a
you sneak attack
sneaky.
him.
You sneak
Real
up right
sneaky.
behind him. Hey, you some kind of idiot! Alright, what is the save? Wisdom. Got it.
DC 12. I believe my spell save DC is still 12. Is my current one.
Okay. This guy is
Gotta
not
resist
listening.
that 1 damage.
Alright, anything else?
No, I'm still gonna be sitting in my chair.
Yeah, peanut gallery. This guy is gonna take a safe distance. He goes and ruffles through his things to find a crossbow, takes it out, and people start freaking out because there's a crossbow in here, and that can go wild. He
Got a
shoots
gun.
at Grundle.
Oh, does he shoot his allies because they're blocking the way?
Nope, because it isn't in the window, fortunately. But I'll say he hits a random bystander.
Oh, good.
It's Nephros.
Yeah, some dude just like gets a bolt to the back of his shoulder, and he shouts, "Oh, God, it hurts!" He ducks
Mr.
underneath the
President.
table. Ugh. Suddenly, the entire tavern starts erupting into a not ruckus cheering, but a ruckus brawl as people start fighting each other. Venric, it's your turn.
It's a ball
Oh, this
works.
escalated
Oh.
quickly, didn't it?
Venric just got back, so they might not know it's their turn.
Spill the tea, Venric.
Ellie? Oh, she might have gone to the bathroom. Well, Venric is going to go heal that guy, because I think that's what Venric would do.
Seems about right.
Candy.
Jeeves is going to go to a corner of the room and and try to put some people to sleep to calm them down, hide behind their sleeping bodies. Yes, this
Walk
will
up to some.
Are
Choke
you,
him out.
are you all commoners? I was like that once. I remember when I had 4 hit points. What a shame.
Then I saw a dragon up close.
Then I saw a dragon up close, and I thought, can't I do that?
Gruesome chest hair.
And then I rolled 6 d8s. And put,
Sit them as a knockout.
and then I put like 6 people to sleep. Anyway, I'll be back here.
Jeeves, I can't tell a story to people who you knock out.
There's plenty more. This guy is making it for the exit. Vilma.
As a coward to kill.
He strikes fear into the hearts of his enemies. Massacred the raiding tribes. Where the hell actually did we kill those people so I can make the story sound good?
The Dwarven Valley.
Over by the
Four
Dwarven
giants.
Valley.
In the Dwarven Valley.
Let me just check my notes really quick.
And they, hold on.
Yeah, just continuing to just to hype them up.
Sure, make another
Make a
performance check.
legend. I need the legend of. It's hard to reach these people, clearly.
It is a bit hard to reach these people. They are making asses of themselves, and
Can't hear you over the violence.
yeah, if you had rolled higher, you might have been able to regain their attention, but they're starting to get rowdy.
Dodge a chair.
Whoa!
Oh no!
And tremendous.
A token of people! Alright, a crowd appears. I'm gonna need Vilma, Venric, Nephros, Jeeves cast a spell, he'll be fine. Yeah.
I've just been drinking tea.
I know you have.
No
will be
more
your-
you ain't.
That will be your downfall. I'm gonna need you all to make dexterity saves. Alright. Oh. I thought the performance check was the check. Venric is the one we're waiting. Okay. Venric, you take a d6 bludgeoning damage. 4 bludgeoning damage.
From who?
From the crowd.
That beer bottle that flew across the room.
Did I
Just took it to the dome, my dude.
Coop.
Put on your helmet.
It seems like the tavern keeper is hiding behind a shield, but watching excitedly.
Take my shield out so I can just resume drinking my tea. It's like an umbrella.
Oh.
Trying to drink the tea over the violence.
I just want my tea.
Sure. Yeah, I had you go heal a guy that got shot in the shoulder, but that's fine too.
You just tapped him
Fine.
on the shoulder and went, "Good job, kid."
Yeah, and I went back to my seat.
Sure. All right, Grundle, it's your turn.
Grunt it.
This guy right in front of me.
It's you I'm
Log.
looking for. That's a hit. Takes 11 damage.
And then we'll go to this guy now.
Oh,
Alternate him. Oh no.
Rip and tear.
13?
If you
That-
spread out the
that is
damage,
gonna hit.
they won't run away as fast.
9.
9 damage.
Gotta make them think they're winning for a second.
Exactly. Gotta make it look good for the performance. Anything else, Grundle?
Nope, that's it.
All right. This thug's gonna keep attacking. Well, no. He got the attention of Suvi, who just bonked him on the back. He turns to Suvi and he's gonna take his mace. No pack tactics this time, but didn't need it.
Mace
8
to the
bludgeoning
face.
damage. Oh,
Ow.
I forgot he has multi-attack. He might as well do it again. Get back! Get back! The second one is
Not
not
quite.
so hitty. This
What with
guy.
my stick?
This guy is going to try and do a... he's just
Too
going to attack.
frightened. Double 18s again. Double 20s.
Alright, Grundle, this time you take... 6 damage.
Duh.
Oh, you
take Yup.
6 damage, Grundle.
Yup, boss. The bet.
Shut up, Grundle. Alright, Subi.
I get my baseball bat out and get swinging. That's very rude of you. Nope. He's slippery.
He's
Should've
just...
shoved him.
He's wearing so much padding, dude. Alright, anything else?
Nope.
That sounds like
Hmm.
nothing else.
We're level 4. We don't have 2 attacks.
Nephros.
Yeah. I see the man on the other side with his very unsportsmanlike conduct, and I will get. Notice that I'll get up out of my chair and be like, "Hey, that's against the rules of tavern brawling." And I will attempt to make my way around to that guy.
Making my way.
Okay, I'm gonna have you make an acrobatics check to escape the crowd. Okay, that's fine. You tumble out from beneath like a table and over a chair as a barrel like cracks over the wall behind you. Rush over to the thug. Hello, thug.
All right.
Yes,
Yes.
George.
because he is unsportsmanlike, I will also be unsportsmanlike, and I'm going to pull up my short sword and go to swipe at. Basically, I'm trying to get him. I'm trying to like attack him in a way that makes him drop the crossbow.
You're gonna try and disarm him.
I guess. I mean, actually, I don't even know. Is there a thing in 5th edition for trying to disarm someone?
I think it's an
No.
athletics contest in
But
the guide somewhere.
yeah, there's a variant rule where you can do an athletics contest, I think. So yeah,
Oh, I will definitely not try and do that.
I will say you can use a sleight of hand check instead of athletics.
Just straight up steal it.
Ooh, all right. Yeah, sure. I'll try that out.
We'll take your action, I will warn you.
Steal his ammo and run off.
Free heavy crossbow.
Right, he tries to hold on to it as best he can. I said he tries to hold on to it.
Firmly
Tries to
grasp it.
firmly grasp it.
You sneak up in front of him and he's ready to like shoot at you, but he wasn't expecting for you to just grab the crossbow out of his hand and toss it to the ground. It wasn't even loaded yet, so yeah, it's ineffectual and like 10 feet away from you now. But that did take your action. You have a bonus action.
I do. And I do not have my fancy footwork bonus. Do I have? Would you say I have any movement left?
Yeah, what do you want to do?
I was just wondering if I should try and bonus action disengage and then put a little space between us.
Sure.
Okay, then I'll do that. I'll bonus action disengage, and I'll just move my icon a little bit farther away. But I'm going to move like back towards the crowd a little bit to.
Okay. Do you want to pick up his crossbow?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm intending to do. Yeah.
Okay, you disengage away from him as he goes to swipe at you, but you tumble away and grab for his crossbow and disappear back into the crowd. Well, not hidden yet, but action economy being what it is. Anything else?
These days?
No, that's about all I got.
Get back here, you! He runs up after you. He doesn't have his crossbow, and he didn't have his mace yet. So he would have to go back and find it in the crowd, so he's just going to go after you and try and beat you up. He's going to make mace attacks, but not actually use a mace.
Roll for beatings.
Right, one of them lands for 3 damage. Bloody tiefling, give me back my freaking crossbow! Venric continues to sip tea, I'd imagine. Yes, she said yep from the other room. Jeeves is going to get up like on the counter, like where he was kind of hiding near all the sleeping guests, and see if he can grab one of their teas and start sipping it. White sugar? I wanted honey. Right, this guy has escaped the bar. He's not going to deal with this. Fuck that. Vilma, it's your turn. The crowd is going wild, but not in a good way.
Mosh pitted.
I will jump on a table and just use my imposing stature to gain command of this crowd.
Alright, make a performance check. Hey, you guys.
Roll to dominate crowd.
The crowd starts to calm down a bit and look up to you, and what do you say?
I want to keep going with Grundle, but I kind of want to give a nod to everybody, like Suvi, the shadow of the snowdrifts, and we got Nephros like pickpocketing people, like weapons out of people's hands over there.
the shadow
I
of
got
the
his gun.
snowdrifts. And Nephros, who's like a thief guy, he steals stuff.
If I was good at
A
words,
filthy
I
criminal.
know, it's just
everyone
funny.
would be really. Okay, imagine if you would like really cool names for these guys.
Yeah,
Imagine,
we
if
got,
you will, that he improvised a bunch of badass epithets for everybody, and
Listen.
everybody starts to like nod and like chant, "Free voices, free voices, the free voices."
And then I will suplex this man in front of me.
And then
People's
there's
elbow him
me,
off the table.
Vilma.
I'm
You
just
jump
gonna-
off the table and
I'm just
suplex
gonna
him.
people's elbow off the table onto this guy.
Ah!
I think that's just
Yeah,
what would that be?
a grapple check, I'd imagine.
I'm throwing elbows. And
Attack
just
him
hopefully
or
not
you
miss.
grapple him?
So do you want to do an attack, or do you want to grab or suplex him?
I want to jump off the table and with an elbow.
Pile drive
on
him.
top of him. Pile drive him. Yeah.
I think that's what that is. I don't know enough
I
about
don't think that's
wrestling.
what it is.
Okay,
It's
well,
a wrestle thing. Go do it.
well, then it's an unarmed attack.
All right, I'll just do a strength check. Whoop.
Ah!
Completely missed.
Oh, big lady. He steps to the side and you slam down into the ground, cracking the wood underneath your elbow. Ugh, kind of hurt.
A little bit too much to drink. Okay.
Well, you got the intent. You look around and everybody's like staring at you.
I did that on purpose.
Rundle.
Would have been really nice to roll better.
All right.
Yeah,
Well.
that's Grundle.
Go for the guy in front of me again.
Hell yeah.
Bonk.
Bonk.
As long as
That's gonna
Grundle's
hit.
rolling nice, that's all I care about.
He's fulfilling your prophecy.
Point the barbarian at the enemy.
The guy's still standing, but he's not looking so good. He's starting to wonder if he
Alright.
should be fighting this weird Wendigo thing, kind of whipping his claws out.
Let's try to do the finishing blow on him.
Alright, you wind up and do a finishing blow. Non-lethally, of course. However,
Yeah,
he is
that-
at 1 HP. Ooh! He starts standing there and, like, dazed, waiting for a fatality.
Finish him.
And then I'll look over to the guy to my right and just smile.
That was-
Ow.
I was looking for a fight. Ugh! Monster! Alright, this guy's going to, he's gonna use his multi-attack to try and shove both of you away.
Multi-shove.
He'll do an athletics check, aka his mace attack, against Suvi first.
Is that the one that got knocked out or no?
No, he's not knocked out, he's at 1.
Okay, got it. Oh, at 1. I thought you said he was before I
Oh,
hit
not
him.
he
Never
was
mind.
at 1.
Okay, got it.
So Suvi, roll an athletics against this, or acrobatics, whatever you should.
Talk
Alright.
with the hand.
He fails to shove you away, so he's gonna try and, he's gonna try again to shove you away. Okay, does it... Oh well, make a new athletics check.
Nothing changes.
Nothing changes. He starts shoving
I just
you
kind
away,
of stiff arm him and just grab his head.
and he tries again.
again.
His feet are like scraping against the ground, and you're kind of moving back a little bit, but like, what are you trying to do, young man? Fuck it! And he runs without disengaging because he's used his actions.
Bonk.
As he
Oh.
runs away, you natural 20 crack him upside the head, and he doesn't make it 2 feet before he collapses. Oh! Alright.
Do a little pirouette as he's falling.
Fuck it,
Be
I'm out
careful
of
breaking
here!
the rules.
Alright,
He's out of there.
there's one more guy left. He was
Damn it,
trying
shits and
to...
giggles.
was trying to do pack tactics, but it didn't quite work out for him. He's just gonna go all ham on Grundle, I think is just the best option. If he can't run away like his friend tried to, then he might as well just try and kill this dude.
Hits.
Alright, that is 12 damage.
Or halved.
Halved, so 6.
Gotcha.
Well, he still has some hit points.
All they do is hit.
Seeing as you're not bloodied, he's gonna try and run. He provokes an attack.
Okay.
That hits him. Okay, he takes 11 damage. He takes a hefty wound before he starts running for the Northlooks exit. Suvi.
How is it my turn?
Guess we're going through kind of quickly.
Many of
Losing
us,
enemies
only one of them.
Quickly.
Bonk. That's when I started bonking.
Right, you
Let
run
me
up
know
to
when
this
you're all
guy.
done so I can heal them.
Oh,
Don't
another
worry, it's
natural 20.
non-lethal. Just crit the fuck out of that.
Dunk, 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 dunk.
Alright, that's gonna take him out.
Girl's like, I started this fight, but I'm ending it.
Bonk.
Just gonna use my swarm to slide him a couple of feet over to his other buddy.
He skids over on the body
Get
like a
that drunk
curling
outta here.
thing.
No, I was gonna say like the Shrikes come by and they pick him up by the back of his shirt, like Steamboat Willie style.
Oh,
Just
Puppeteer him out.
They Snow White him to the exit.
yes.
One of them acts as the boot and kicks him on the way out. There's one thug
non-lethal
left.
damage.
Of course. Nephros.
I am going to attempt to smack him upside the head with the crossbow.
Oh, you like weapons, huh? How's this for a weapon? Ugh!
I'm just going to do a strength check because it's an improvised weapon, right?
It is, so you don't add your proficiency.
There we go.
You like weapons,
There
huh?
it is.
I think this is how you use this. Ugh! You swing, and it is a heavy crossbow, so it's like... Hold on a second. Let me just... pulling it over my head. Ugh! There's a lot more wind-up than I intended.
Just bonks onto the ground.
Yeah. If
Don't
you're...
you still do like 1 damage at least or something? Or is it because it's a weapon it doesn't?
Well, because it missed,
If it
didn't
hit at all,
Oh.
it would do 1d4.
Well, anything else, Nephros?
No, I mean, I'm not going to stab this guy. I'm not trying to cheat at tavern brawling.
Yeah.
No.
I know the rules. And
So yeah, I'm gonna disengage and I'm gonna step away again.
Okay.
If you'll allow me, I'm gonna drag the crossbow with me.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't drop it, you just missed.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
But you drag the thing along with you. The thug sees that his friends have been Snow White carried and kicked and run out of the tavern. He decides to cut his losses and runs away himself. You can keep your manservant, or whatever servant that is. Venric, it's your turn. I guess.
Just swivel around on the stool. Are we done? Everyone's all set now? Got all of our aggression out? On other
Yeah, I feel
people?
better.
Okay. I'm gonna go around
I think
and...
the kid still got some, but
I'm gonna avoid being near Grundle, and I'm gonna go and heal the people who have gotten bonked.
I will grab Grundle's arm and raise it over his head. The most fearsome fighter you'll ever see.
Ah! They all cheer at the sight of your victory. Yeah, those guys have been cheating. Nobody had the courage to stand up for him, but the free voices did. Yeah, speaking up for the little guy. Yeah, we'll tell your tales forever.
Wow. Wow.
They go
Really?
back to drinking.
Yeah,
Those
okay.
punks dropped their loaded dice.
They're literally all drunk, and you just made like a big show, and now they're just like, yeah, more drink.
Wonder when the next fight's gonna happen, one of them says to the other.
Cut to the 12 guys who are sleeping by the bar.
No.
And
Yes, they are just sleeping. There's no mind to them. He kind of wakes a few of them up. Rise and shine, my friends. A little too much to drink. Missed all the action. Let this be a lesson to you, not to drink too much beer.
Well, did the thugs drop anything interesting as they ran?
Well, make an investigation check. There was a lot of crowd
I'm good at those.
running around, so some people might have grabbed stuff.
Natural 10.
Do manage to pick up some things. Between them, they had about 18 silver pieces.
Suppose that's our fight money, Rindle.
Yeah, the main guy got away. He was the one that was holding all the goods. But
well,
it's fine.
Did he leave the guy's shirt?
I'll probably put my jacket back on, but it not like
But not like
actually
forwards,
wearing
backwards.
the jacket, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
on the back, like draped
Cape
over me like a
jacket.
cape.
Yeah,
They do after
anime
the fight,
style.
The anime cape.
and then I'll
Sure.
probably be like, "Well, Rundle's all tuckered out."
This is how you get ready for bed?
Yeah,
Guys, I cleared out the bench for us.
Oh boy.
The stalls.
You found one of the booths in the North Look. There are a few of them surrounding the central fighting pit, or like a bunch of tables that look like they've been repaired multiple times over. One of them seems to just be an overturned shield. You guys have found a booth. Some people even left the booth to allow seating for the free voices. Oh, come by anytime, friends. And
I got a souvenir. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
yeah, you got a heavy crossbow.
Souvenir.
And I never
Oh,
canonically
Is
said that you
18
dropped
gold
it.
split.
Well, silver.
Silver. Silver.
That's fine. Well, that's drinks for the night, at least.
That's fair. Curious about that shield. I'm gonna go look at it. It's like, oh, huh, look at that.
Yeah, you go over to a high table. and it's got a lot of like names carved into it. Various patrons, you assume, or perhaps victims. It's hard to tell.
Grundle, you should carve your name into this while you still have your claws out.
Yeah, well, I'll be in the corner or whatever of the booth, like leaning up against the wall,
Brooding.
snuggling my blue jacket.
All right, you
Oh
don't
no,
have.
he's going
8th grade
through his
syndrome.
8th grade syndrome.
Oh no.
No. He's lame.
You don't need to put on the cool guy act. Everyone just saw you beat up a bunch of people.
Hell yeah.
And I'll probably like,
Grundle, no cursing.
What? Oh. Heck yeah.
Say Bator, indubitably.
Oh goodness. Well, you
I
know
don't know what any of that means.
that's fine. Jeeve, stop teaching him dark words.
Apologize, must have been.
Are you gonna teach me magic?
No.
Do you like to join a pact?
The real magic, my son, is in making a pot of tea. Now, the key is you want to
Oh.
dip the tea into the...
Anyways.
is he casting sleep? Like, is that what he does?
It's a ritual cast this time, though.
Tea recipes.
Forget this stupid thing that Jeeve starts talking about.
Yeah, I will claw in on the wall. Grundle, the tiger's claw.
Sure. Benrick asked for you to type, like, put it onto the shield, but you can put it on
Oh,
the
the
wall if you
shield?
want.
Yeah, the wall. Why not?
Here, carve it into the shield. Good idea. Turns around to the wall and carves it in.
Bad kitty, no.
It's gonna
Spray
wait.
bottle.
Master
Gonna wait
Venrick,
for-
now you're teaching him vandalism.
That's not what I was teaching him.
Grundleism.
If anything, he needs to learn some modesty to some degree. But I'm not going there.
At least
So you
he's
spelled
wearing
it
a
right.
jacket.
We should give him credit for that.
Mm.
Oh, he
think.
did. I guess he is learning something. Does in
Nice.
fact say Grundle. Alright, you've carved your name into the wall, when suddenly you are startled as the wall starts to move.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Wall
But-
ghost.
It is but a plaque on the wall with a red knucklehead trout sitting on the back of it.
Ain't nothing but a hound dog.
It tilts its head to you, and it starts singing. There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all of the snow, yeah. Then it stops.
I fucking hate it. I hate how it sounds like the goddamn country bears from Disney. Ugh.
That gives hints about things in the world.
Yeah, it's Big
Dude.
Mouth Bass.
Down.
Everybody cheers, and you guys just kind of like look at this. Apparently, you were in the legendary booth underneath Old Bitey, the talking knucklehead trout.
I divine sense to see if it's evil.
Divine sense. There does not appear to be anything demonic or fiendish or undead about it.
Well, that's good. At least it's just magic. Just weird magic.
Suvi just raises an eyebrow and goes, "That's pretty gaudy."
Chris, when
Did I
have a
tell you
moment,
about the
could
giant sturgeon that almost killed me the other day?
Yes.
Yeah, that was pretty intense.
It was this big.
Chris,
Uh,
when you have a moment, could you reiterate Old Bitey's wisdom just so I can record it?
Sure. He says
For no reason.
this.
Great.
Just push the red button again.
Yes, I wanted you to sing it again, but that'll do. Now you gotta wait until the next time that it decides to sing.
You just gotta clip it from the video and you're good.
Soundboard it
Must be all under the snow.
to the map.
And thus
Wow, I wonder where there's snow around here by a river.
Be weird.
Wait, did Old Bitey say that?
And thus...
Authority.
God, that's even worse if Old Bitey was just my soundboard.
That is the worst. In
I'm
fact.
pretty sure that's canon.
Old Bitey turns his head to you and says,
I'm in
Oh,
hell.
no.
I'm in hell.
Literally hell.
Well, what now? I assume it's probably just a day to rest up and get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah,
I
it's late.
mean, I think we gotta turn in for the night.
Gruntel's literally already sleeping, so
I know. He
let's
just.
get him to a bed.
I don't understand how he does it. Adrenaline
I
gets
like
me like
violence to put you to sleep.
pumped.
I'm not
Bigger than
sleeping,
you, so
I'm
it crashes quicker.
brooding.
He's just all tuckered out.
Grundle.
Grundle
Your
rage, Grundle
legs,
rage.
you the sleepyhead. All tucked in the fur jacket.
Princess, carry him to the inn.
Well, you guys made it to the Northlook. You guys can get a room here if you'd like.
I thought that was one of the things that we did when we. I recall reserving.
Yeah,
rooms.
I think you guys did. I think Subi explicitly went up to do that while Grundle and Vendrick were there.
Well, how much of the drinks did we pay for?
Well, if it's just 18 silver pieces, like, you only probably need like 3 silver pieces to get plenty of drinks, food for the rest of you.
I'm gonna get one. Let's get one bottle of nice wine for us.
Sure.
That's a little treat.
15 silver of wine, whatever that it gets us.
Hell yeah. They don't have wine here.
Of course
You
they don't.
fool. Simpleton.
It's
They had
this
honey,
is-
they must have mead.
only barbarians live here. There's no culture at all.
They do have some mead, though, and I guess that's technically wine.
It'll work.
Yeah, and it's not 15 silver of it. It's only 2 silver for a bottle.
Fair enough.
Alright, 13 silver divides by 5, right?
I don't need it. Just keep it. You got
Yeah.
it.
Dump it in here.
Don't give it to Vendrick. That's for sure.
Yeah, no,
That's
keep that away from me. Gonna have to buy gloves if you guys start messing with me.
Well, that was an adventure. Have we gotten any closer to finding the murderer? Or
Nope.
anything? Oh,
No, we just wanted to fight before we went to bed.
All we did was stir up the hornet's nest of Targa's raiders, and that's about it.
at least we made some new friends. Grundle, yeah! Someone just shouts from the crowd.
Hopefully rocking the boat like this will keep them from doing anything mischievous tonight.
Gives them something to do. Hooligans need to hool now and again.
Can I do a perception check to see
Kahune
if
Goonies.
it's like eyeing us in a not friendly way?
Sure. Glance around the room suspiciously. You see somebody that's looking at you. It's a goblin named Sam Smorkle.
Wasn't there for that.
Oh, it's the meme.
Ah,
This is the meme. But he's there.
So there's. Oh, okay. So we actually have a goblin named Sam Smorkle.
Yes.
I
Kill
just
him.
wave.
Squints harder. Pulls out some glasses. Puts them on. And he waves back excitedly.
Cool.
Hey, you guys!
Friend of yours, Vendrick?
no, no idea.
Okay.
Just saw him looking, so I figured I'd wave. Try and make it all friendly like.
All the small folk know each other.
Hey.
To you, everyone's small folk
I
except
was
Villa.
yeah, I was about to say, literally everybody here is smaller than you.
Exactly.
Sam shouts, "Whoa, Grundle!" again.
I like that guy. He's cool.
And you.
Well, it's
Sam,
prob-
come sit with us. You can come get an autograph.
Make a persuasion check.
Pretty persuasive.
He kind of like shuffles around nervously, but then he swallows his nervousness and jumps up out of his chair and runs over to you guys. Hey guys, you guys are the Free Voices?
That's what we call ourselves.
Yep. Definitely a name we made for ourselves.
Hell yeah. Can I have an autograph? Can I get Grundle's autograph?
I point at the wall. Take it.
I can?
Yep.
Mm,
And I take down the plaque and give it to him.
Well, you did it on the wall, not
Oh, I
necessarily the
thought-
plaque.
For the
I
fight.
thought they had
Plaque off the
accidentally
wall.
did it on the.
Here you go. Here's my
No,
autograph.
actually, no. I'll take the coloring book I have. I'll take page like, I don't know, 23,
69.
and I'll.
Are you sure you want page
No.
23? That's the one with the Rakshasa and the Naga on it.
No, I gotta keep that one. I go to the next page, 25. Since that's probably on the.
Okay, well, that one just has, like, an elephant. An unusual beast, sure, but not necessarily mythical.
Yeah, whatever. I'll sign my name on it there. Grundle, the tiger's claw. Rip it off and give that to him.
Here you go.
Wow. Look at the size of that trunk. And that other trunk. Thanks, Grundle.
No problem.
Grundle's my favorite. I liked when you got the claws, and then you killed the guy.
Wait.
Did I kill him? I look over to Vedrick. I didn't actually want to do that. Did I kill
No,
him?
they're fine. I healed them.
Okay, thanks.
Well, you still hit him really hard.
That I did.
Do you wanna go play? Like, I don't know, baseball?
I'm gonna look around the entire room and try and figure out where this child's parents are. Like, what is happening? Where is the guardian?
It's
Where's
just a
the
kid with a goblin
G's?
mask on instead of an actual goblin?
No, it's just Sam Smorkle.
An entity beyond our understanding.
I still have no clue.
Sure.
I'll post the tweet.
I understand the tweet, but I don't understand the
Grundle.
reference if they showed up in the last session or
They
not.
haven't showed
Like,
up at
No.
all.
Okay.
It's
Odd.
ever since like I'll open up the internet.
My name's Sam. Sam Smorkle.
I've heard so much about you, Sam Smorkle.
From where?
Really?
No.
Oh.
I have no idea who you are.
Well, we were gonna go, like, hunting if you wanted to come. Me and my other friends. We were all gonna go hunting. But not today, tomorrow.
Oh, good, because I'm a little tuckered out right now. What do you hunt?
We hunt anything that moves.
Oh, God.
Oh,
Even I'm not that edgy.
Well, no,
What?
we just go out into the woods and then we pretend to hunt like wolves and stuff. Like we
It's
throw
like 1 in
rocks
the
at
morning,
things.
by the way. Could we?
Yeah, you don't know where this guy's parents are.
Oh, okay. I thought you, just, found anything and killed it like humans or whatever.
We got a
Are
squirrel
they-
once.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Good eating.
I got, a crag cat, a kobold.
Oh my god, is this 2 kids talking about their
Um,
stuff?
I got, hold on, let me check my,
Oh
trophies.
no!
I got,
Behold my stuff.
I forgot how I got the guard's finger, but don't get any guard's fingers. I got
I'm
an
going to
ogre
bed.
finger, the dire wolf claw.
Oh boy.
Oh, here's my stuffed unicorn plushie.
Yeah, I think it's just time to just leave Grundle. We're all gonna go to bed.
Grundle's opening up his trade binder.
Just go.
I have
Do you have a Charizard?
No, a Blastoise.
Don't let it out of your sight.
I got this rare ghost foil guard finger.
Well,
Limited edition kobold here.
one time I was up in the Lonely Wood. My mom took me there and we went hunting and we saw a big white moose. It was huge. My mom told me it could have killed
The
me
moose.
because of the stories and all.
What stories?
The white moose. It hunts people lost in the woods. Not me though. I was too strong and fast. I got away.
What woods in particular?
The Lonely Woods. Up to the north. Northwest.
Wood. North of Tourmaline.
Yeah, that's the one.
You didn't let it see you, did you?
I don't know if it saw me or not.
It'll hunt you to the end of the earth. It's like
I'll
fade out.
I'll be careful next time. Oh. Well, it was good to meet you, Grundle. I'm up way past my bedtime.
Yeah, me too. Fenric's looking at me funny.
That's just my sleepy face.
Oh.
Sam Smorgle takes a glass of wine off the table, downs it, and then runs away.
He took what?
Glass of wine.
Can never
Oh,
tell
yeah,
how
that's fine. I
old
don't care about that.
goblins are.
The hell? Where is that child's parents? Just gonna watch them, see where they just run off to. Like, are they going
Maybe they're
upstairs
still
or outside?
hunting.
I have to make a perception check.
Fine,
Eyes don't work without rolls.
fine.
You see him run away underneath a few tables. He's very adept at hiding, but he's too clumsy for you. Watch where he stops for a second, then pulls open a floorboard and crawls underneath the floor.
Yeah, alright. Resident
Under the
goblin.
floorboards.
The floorboard. He's just a resident goblin. It's fine. That's fine. There's nothing
The
wrong.
local goblin.
Everybody, make sure you keep your stuff very close to you.
Everybody has a house goblin.
Ugh. Good.
No, it's not fair.
Some people have already given them socks.
It's like, oh, bedtime.
Mm-hmm. Keep your stuff close. Check your rooms, maybe for trapdoors.
And bed bugs.
Sure.
Don't talk about those. They're evil.
We don't talk about bed bugs.
Don't invoke them.
Is that Suvi's hidden nemesis? Bed bugs.
That's the anti-swarm to Shrikes. Everyone knows Shrike's dreaded enemy, the bedbugs.
No. Suvi has strikes because he had fleas one time. The strikes get all the bugs out.
Yeah, just like sitting there, it's pecking the back of my head.
This is fine.
Groom
that
Be my
bug.
friends and eat all of my bedbugs.
And push enemies away from me.
You
Like-
can impale small rodents on tree branches, like a psycho bird.
They are psycho birds.
All right, guys, to bed. You are not perturbed during the night. Sam Smorgle does not make another appearance. Neither do Boogeymen. Neither do the thugs that you perturbed. Neither does Torga. Neither does Sefik Caltro. You guys sleep soundly at the Northlook. Not but a few times does the ruckus downstairs awaken you, even in the wee hours in the morning. So you end up getting a little bit of a late start. But
Ugh.
regardless, awaken,
Awaken.
and it's the next day.
Orf, orf.
Go around and knock on everyone's door. Wake everybody up.
5 more minutes.
Nope,
Store your
now.
rest.
Put your clothes on. Let's go.
I
I don't know. Do you wear shoes?
Wow.
Find a
I
shoe and
know.
I throw it at Grundle. Get up.
probably do. Yeah. I wake up begrudgingly like a child waking up for school.
I'll wake everybody else up. I'll be polite to Vilma. Suvi's just nonchalant. Nephros, I'm just like, hey, buddy. You ready to go?
Ugh. Yeah. Very. Yeah. Let's go.
No creepy dreams or anything?
What? No, of course not.
I'm just checking.
Me and the
Oh, yeah,
orb
they
had a
have
lovely,
their-
restful night.
That's...
How about you with your haunted crystals?
They have that
Oh,
thing.
actually,
I forgot
yeah.
about that.
How have those been?
Seems to be fine so far.
Maybe I should check in on them and open up the box and see if they scream at me. Ah, close.
Oh, that's right. You guys did learn a bit last time about the little crystalline shards.
Oh.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they can be forged.
Yeah, they can be forged. They can like absorb magic very readily. They're highly sought after realms, although their magic properties tend to make them susceptible to more foul
Corruption.
things, corrupting them. It's probably what happened to those, as was explained by
Chardolin.
Jar Exel. Yeah, these aren't directly shards from the crystal shard. They are just brought on by its presence in Icewind Dale. They are
Ew.
bits of like dark ice, and they are known as Chardolin.
Chardolin. They could have picked a better name. Chardolin.
Pretty badass name. I don't know what your problem is.
Sounds dumb. Chartlin.
Well, it's right there below the image of Jarlaxle's symbol in the chat.
The hat.
Yes, that's his symbol.
Eye patch
With the
hatch
built-in
keychain.
eye patch.
The built-in
Right.
eye patch.
Is that
Well,
a keychain?
yeah, that's a keychain.
Oh my god.
We already ran into that last time.
Got it.
What? He just has a weird hoop on his head?
Yeah.
He is a keychain. He's carrying him around with you everywhere.
Well,
Well, that's the keychain. Then there's also the Jarlaxle action figure.
Karate chop action.
with karate chop action.
Kung Fu Griff.
Take that.
Cool. So we learned some new things. Not so much how to destroy them.
Not so much. I mean, you can smash them to bits, but
And then have fine dark ice powder for your sprinkles.
I
For your
guess
ice cream.
so. They can also
Thank
be
you.
forged if they're treated properly. It takes magic to do so.
Okay. Hello, darkness, my old friend. Back in the pocket you go again.
Well, they're not inherently dangerous, apparently, since we smashed it.
Well, you guys are awake. What's the plan for today? Says Jeeves heartily.
Talking to the speaker, hopefully.
Yeah, I think so.
Reporting those fools.
Is that the plan?
Should we walk around in that area and check to see if they've moved the body at all, or no?
I think avoiding them would be best.
We've
Okay.
also
I mean-
gotten a bit of a late start. I assume that they're already set up.
I'd rather not run around alone with them. They might jump us.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the only one who has not really caught their eye so far is Vilma, and I mean, you kind of stick out in the crowd.
Yeah. Well, they saw me with you. I think that's enough.
Goliaths don't come down that often, so you might be
I
recognizable.
was in disguise. They'll never figure me out.
Ho, ho, ho.
I don't think they know who I am either.
Mm,
Well, the whole tavern does, you know, so...
mm.
Now the whole tavern knows you're here. Well, it's a lot quieter in the morning. There's not as many people here. The inn doesn't also doesn't seem to have any food available, so you'll have to go elsewhere for food. But who needs that when you need to talk to the speaker today?
Speaker greater than breakfast.
Food. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day.
Lest we not forget it, we should get some jam and perhaps some toast.
Or just street food, which I'm sure is just gonna be fish. Actually, no, it's not a fishing port. What would they have?
Benwick,
Ice.
it's 2022. You need to just have straight food.
How are we going to justify that with an
I don't get it.
You can also have gay food, lesbian food. Get woke, my friend. Woke for breakfast.
Oh, okay. Sure.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I made a bad joke and it didn't land. Anywho,
My brain's working at
But I
25%.
doubled down and it didn't land again.
Let's try again.
here, this one's for me.
You want to do it
I'll say
again?
something
Here
funny.
you go.
Well, you guys leave to go talk to the speaker in the morning since nobody wants to initiate it. As you guys are leaving, Grundle, make a perception check.
Ooh,
Ganked by thugs.
I'm good at these.
You look back and see old Bitey turns its head towards you. Doesn't say anything at first. Lock eyes
Didn't want
with
to see a
the
dead
thing,
body.
and it says, "No one will ever believe you." Goes back to normal.
What the fuck?
That is the most evil fish I have ever seen in my life. It knows.
Should have seen the sturgeon I almost caught, I'm telling you.
I go.
Much
Gotta
more
bring it
evil.
up every time.
I go to tell. Hey, Fenrir, the fish on the. He was right.
Huh?
I'm disturbed.
The what?
Okay. The fish on the wall
Yep,
looked at me, and then it said, "No one will believe me." Let me guess, you don't believe me.
I mean, I didn't have any fae or or evil or undead on it, so it's
Yeah, true. The only things with magical abilities are fey and evil things.
well, it's just the end of my
No one was arguing
capabilities.
it wasn't magical.
Yeah, I said it could be magical.
I stare at the fish.
It's still a knick-knack. I also look at the fish.
I scrutinize the fish.
It's a knick-knack, paddywhack, give that frog a load.
Is this
It's
old man a Rolling Stone?
It's a fish, not a frog.
But that was, never mind. Let's proceed with the speaker.
Stare deeply into the fish eyes and try to read its mind.
It is motionless.
Yep, it's a fish.
Damn it.
You
No one
guys
will believe you.
leave. The tavern music promptly stops,
Where
signaling
we
that
going?
you've
The town hall or the
left.
council hall?
Don't.
It stomps. Well, you heard that the council hall is where all 10 of the speakers meet on rare occasions or during the drawing, so the town hall is probably what you're looking for. You can easily ask around and find out where that is. And, of course, it is marked on your map. Was just such a purpose.
Preparation?
Right. You head to the town hall. This is the largest of the town halls that you've seen. It's got several adjoining buildings. It's got 2 statues out front that just seem to be of 2 heroic-looking individuals. They appear to just be generic since they're both identical. No plaques or anything. You head inside, and the place has some really nice wooden pillars circling the main foyer area. There's a bunch of people doing business, a bunch of people waiting in the line to speak with this with the speaker. There's also a large bald man that's speaking to a bunch of the militia. They're all in uniform, except this one who has a little marshal's badge into their chest. He looks out to all of them and starts pep talking them for the daily duties, and then starts disseminating who's going where and on what patrol before they all leave. Anyway, looks like there's a line already.
Oh, he just talked to that guy.
He seems important.
He seems like he knows where everything is. Like a
Get
guard.
him, Venric. Push him.
Me? Oh, alright. Just go ahead and walk up.
Socialize with your soldier friend.
After he's sent everybody else off. Just look back over my shoulder.
Thumbs up.
I'll do the only salute that I know, and that's the Purple Knight salute.
Okay, interesting choice.
The only one I know.
Yep,
You don't
yours.
have
So
to you don't have to salute.
Soldier.
walk up and give him the middle finger.
It's the only salute I know.
It's a position of rank. He's definitely higher rank than I.
Should run up on all fours and stare him down. That's Yetis,
No.
never mind.
I don't know if you want to do that either. Well, I guess it worked last time.
Sir, sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Hi. Hello, my name is Venric Miernig. I am from the Purple Knights and the Free Voices of the Dale. I gesture back to everybody else behind me. We have come with important information. Would love to discuss this with you in some area of privacy. If that's possible.
Looks to all your companions.
We all give a thumbs up.
Yeah.
Normally, we take complaints to the speaker, but if you have need for concern, I can certainly talk to you. The name's Markham Southwell. Who are you?
My name is Venric Miernig, and this is... I just introduce everybody.
Hello, everyone.
Greetings.
Hello.
It's possibly a room, a place where you would be able to speak with us?
Oh,
I'd like to
yes.
report a crime.
Right this way.
I had to knock.
He leads you into a, side adjoining room. Looks to be like an empty conference room that he's just kind of using for now.
Can you repeat his name again?
His name is Markham Southwell. and from the looks of it, he's the sheriff.
Ooh, the
I'm the
sheriff.
sheriff around these parts.
See?
That was
Take
a
him
good
out.
impression of him. He
Sounds
tried
just like
really
that.
hard.
It's okay. His voice will
Uh,
change several times before the end of the night. I
Yeah, totally.
assume.
I open the floor up to somebody else who was here last session and knows more information and can clearly dispose that to this individual.
Hmm?
I tell somebody else who was here last session to talk to him.
No, it's your turn.
Nope.
Just because you have no idea what happened?
Literally have no clue.
Well, I actually wasn't there either, so I probably shouldn't talk either. Somebody who was there.
Wait,
It's-
who's there for what?
It was just Grundle.
It was
Unless
Grundle
you're
for one and then
talking
Subi
about-
for the other, so...
Unless you're
Done
talking
several
about
investigations.
Unless you're talking about seeing the body at the sled thing, unless
That's
you're
also
talking
a thing,
about
yeah.
seeing it being stored away in an area, unless you're talking about the disappearance of Sefik Caltro.
Right, which the whole group knows about because we all discussed it with each other.
Yes.
Okay.
This involves the 10 Towns murderer, as he's called.
I found him.
Nice.
Yes.
Not
Is
that
that
Smart
Samuel
ham.
Jackson?
It is now.
I don't know if I should do a Samuel L. Jackson.
Probably not.
I don't think you can.
I don't think
I don't think you can.
I don't think I can, and I don't think that's this person's character. Well,
Well,
speak up, one of you.
here's our problem. We have
We
A
found
wizard
a
on the
body.
oh yeah, that too.
We have reason to believe that Torga's caravan might have been involved in some foul play.
It's a mighty large accusation. Torga's
It
pretty
is.
well known in these parts.
Yes, that's why we're elevating it to the attention of the speaker.
And or you.
Well, you definitely do want to come to me. Tell me the details, please.
Can I do an insight check?
Sure.
I guess, do they seem more like, oh yeah, I totally, I'm friends with Torga. This is my buddy here. Trying to figure out if we're just going to be snitching on her.
I mean, we are snitching.
Well, I kind of immediately already
That's
did that.
literally the objective
Well,
here.
More of like,
This is the cop.
but is he sitting there going, yeah, and then he's going to like completely just disregard everything and tell us to fucking leave to some degree, or he's actually paying attention. That's the difference.
I mean, you could just roll an insight check and tell you what
Just
happens.
clarify from what everyone else is saying. Boom.
I think you have this person pretty well, like, identified. They seem to mostly be, well, a straight shooter, and they're also pretty concerned. The concern seems to be genuine. They don't seem to be like, eyes not twitching. They're not like trying to be careful, like trying to skip
a
over
smile.
words. They're not smirking or not going like
He's not
off
fingering his flying
Twirling
snake
his
logo
mustache.
on his jacket.
he's not like scratching his flying snake tattoo. Yeah, no. He seems fairly genuine from the best that you can perceive. And I mean, you're a pretty good judge of character. This person seems to be ex-military. Actually, they're current military.
Yeah, see, we've been investigating the series of murders within 10 Towns, and we have some leads on one Sefik Caltro. So we've been tracking them down, and we eventually found them here. And then, yesterday actually in the market, we saw what looked to be the foot of a dead body sticking out from underneath the blankets of one of Torga's carts.
And then later last night, we eavesdropped on their conversation, and they were talking about gunning someone down in cold blood in the forest somewhere.
He also may have magical abilities.
So you're saying that you saw a body, spied on this Torga, and the person that you were looking for has magic.
The last part is not necessarily confirmed. That's rampant speculation.
It's about 95% confirmed.
Well, that's also not a crime, so...
Yeah, that's the least important part of this tale.
It's-
More or less, we believe that Torga's crew are performing illegal activities and violence.
Torga brings a lot of trade to this town.
So she can murder whoever she wants?
I'm saying I'd like for you to find some proof before you start accusing her of murder, and it might look poorly if I happen to, well, stop what she's doing and interrogate her in the middle of town.
Well, can you at least give us some authority to go in and pull back the blankets on top of her carts?
Make a persuasion check. You know what?
All right.
I haven't done this in a while. He goes into a back room, and
Getting a badge.
he opens up a chest. Inside, he fetches a junior sheriff's badge.
Aww.
You're
Yes.
my favorite deputy.
And he brings it
Wait.
over to you guys and says, I give you the authority to talk to the guards. Now, this isn't just a license to kill, you don't understand that. This is simply something that'll prove that you're under my business. And if I hear that you've done something bad under my authority, you're going to hear from it.
Understood. Also, wouldn't it be best to maybe not have you associated with us if
no,
we're
no, no.
looking
We
into
need his
Torga?
help. No, we're
I-
here for his help.
She's
We
not
do.
just going to let us pull back the curtains willy-nilly without some sort of weight behind it.
All right, that's fair. Well, then she's gonna know that the town's looking into her. And she might
Okay,
get
then
really sus.
she gets arrested because she's a murderer, and that's fine.
That's
Okay.
assuming
Yeah,
you're
just-
right.
If she's arrested for murder,
like
I don't
95%
think people...
certain.
Yeah, if we're not right, then it's a blunder, and he's saying that that's a bad thing.
Then
So
we've
I think,
embarrassed ourselves, okay?
yeah. So I think what we need to do is, well, hold
Not
on. You don't.
embarrass ourselves.
Sorry, sorry, Markham. I need to have a word with the people here. So I think we can't just go barging in, investigating her carts. We probably need to first go back to where they were stored and make sure there's no signs that the body was taken out of the cart and put somewhere else. If we can confirm that, then we can go back to the square and pull away the curtains.
Good start, I agree.
Fair enough. I could track anything, even a dead body. Maybe.
Me too.
All right, if you're all that sure of yourself, fine. Yeah, this is good. This is a good plan.
Well,
I mean, we
Brenda
can't
will
just-
assist me, and then we'll have advantage.
I meant tracking the dead body, but yeah.
I mean, it's all about risk mitigation. We can't just go into the town and just start blowing our load like this, you know.
No, of course not.
I could.
Way too early to blow our load.
No,
We
no.
save
If
that
we don't
for
take any
later.
action, we'll never catch them, so...
Whoa, whoa.
Well,
Before you guys
Bonus.
blow your load, sorry, I couldn't help it over here.
Thanks for chiming in.
I do want to reiterate that I don't want this to be connected to the Bryn Shander guard. So, you can do whatever you want to do, and if the guards do something about you, you can present them this badge.
Okay.
yeah.
Nice.
You
that's-
guys,
There we go.
if we confirm that they're murderers,
Then it's a
Will
good
the
thing,
guard-
and we'll take credit for it, yes.
sure.
Yeah, but we
fine.
need to get hard evidence first.
Okay, but you will act if with evidence. Is what I'm asking.
Of course.
Okay.
I
cool.
just don't want I just don't want to scare Torgo away if this is going to be a false alarm.
We'll
Oh,
confirm.
wait.
We'll
J-
confirm.
Evidence. Or do you just want us to bring the body back?
yeah.
Because you're not gonna believe a word that we're gonna say. So
I
what?
think you'll know evidence when you see it.
All right, we're gonna find the crime Bible. Let's do it.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
I mean, it's a pretty easy way to catch them red-handed, and that is to have them still house the body with them. So let's go
Yeah.
see if we can do that.
We will see.
Let's go
Alright,
check to
so
see if they move
Guess
the
we should
body
go to the
somewhere.
stables and
Yeah.
check that area.
I hope
Yep.
my trust is not misplaced in you folks, but I have heard a lot about the free voices of the Dale. So
Yeah.
It might be.
You
I
good as.
think I can place some faith in you.
We're good at cleaning up some pretty nasty situations, so hopefully we can help in this situation.
We are definitely
Alright.
trying to be better. And
We're
that's
gonna
what
find hard
matters.
proof, and we're gonna stop a murderer. It's gonna be
Right.
great.
Just get out of here before I change my mind.
Good day to you, sir. And I bow. And I leave.
Salute at the same time. Grundle bows, and I'm just looking at Grundle like, what are you doing?
Just
I
sighs
don't
and shakes his
know.
head.
They're both embarrassing me. Okay, let's go.
Junior Sheriff.
All right. It looks like there's still a line outside, but at least you got something from the sheriff.
Ha 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 ha.
We got a child's badge.
This is a fucking Monkey Island plot.
One of these days, we're gonna report a crime, and the guard are actually going to come running to go check it instead of giving us a fancy badge.
Or leave us to die. That's the other thing.
Or
Or
then
be
take credit
evil.
for either way.
All right, let's head to Eastgate and check the stables for corpses stowed in
Mhm.
corners.
All right. You head to East Gate.
I don't remember what the hell it was. Somewhere in that area.
It was East Gate. But wait for me.
I'm bad with directions.
It was very funny on my screen because
East Grundle. East.
you like went west for a second and then zoomed east like anticipation, like Bugs Bunny just winding up his leg as he goes into a
Yeah.
pew! Anyway,
Well, my thing was like, oh, like let's go Eastgate. Okay, I'm gonna go west because I don't know cardinal directions.
it was very
Limbo
funny.
East.
All right, you head to the East Gate, and looks like the kennels are open for business. Head over there, and seems that people are, checking things in, checking things out. You see 2 guards on duty. They don't really pay attention to you because it doesn't seem like you have anything for them. Hey, did you check in some dogs here? I don't remember seeing you.
Yes.
No, actually, you see, we were in the marketplace yesterday buying some goods from Torga, and I think I might have left one of the things of mine on their sleds. It wasn't on there today when I went and checked, but they said they parked them here overnight. I don't know if maybe it fell off. Do you mind if I take a look inside the stables? Or...
Make a deception check.
It's a dissuasion check.
Deception.
Pretty okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, her sleds aren't here, but if you're... What did you lose?
It's kind of embarrassing, but I lost my coin purse.
That's pretty generic. Is there something in it that you can prove? Can you tell us how much is in it?
Yeah, there would have been about, I think 84 silver in it.
In a purple stone.
Oh, no, the purple stone doesn't fit in my coin purse.
Oh.
But the topaz does. No.
No, I don't have that anymore. I sold it to...
Sold it to Thrazier.
yeah.
Alright,
They wouldn't have known.
well, he shrugs and he says, hey, Cindy, go in and check with them. Yep, of course. And one of the other guards heads in to look around with Nephros. Make an investigation check.
Oh, I was gonna see. Can I ask anyone else in the party to come help me look, or is the guard just gonna be?
I mean, the guard's escorting you around. It sounds like they...
Alright.
Yeah, they want to
No,
keep an
well-
eye on you.
Alright, I'll investigate.
Have Suvi go with them.
I don't think they're gonna let Suvi in. Is the
Why?
thing.
Don't worry, you
Oh,
got fun.
we
it's fine.
didn't go with you. I thought we went with you.
No, I think you all went with me, but I'm the only one who walked up and made a
They-
story up,
yeah.
and then they're giving me a guard to go inside.
Yeah, they aren't gonna just, say, hey, I lost my coin purse. Alright, all of you come in and search through everybody's belongings.
We're with them. I'll try to persuade them so we can go with them.
Oh, I also lost my coin purse.
So you're saying you all lost your sweet roll in here?
It'd be easier if we have more eyes. We don't. Just so we find it faster.
Well, anyway, Nephros rolled a 20. Could have just
Yeah.
rolled that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Instead of trying to repeat like the early episodes of Critical Role Season 3.
So, Nephros, you go around. Cindy's keeping a close eye on you, but she's also kind of looking around, seeing if anything fell out or anything. She points out this is where their sleds were.
All right, let me take a look here.
As you look around, doesn't look like anything was left over. I mean, looks like everything was swept up nice and neat. There's some
Well,
others.
I mean,
There are some other sleds that are there now.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm actually looking for is signs of if they took the body out and like dragged it somewhere. You know?
Sure, that's a survival check then.
Bloody
Yeah,
streaks.
I'm not actually trying to look for my coin purse.
Yes.
Well, he's
What?
screwing around with that. Can we case the outside of the place, or would that be
Yeah.
too obvious?
No, that's fine. There's no coin purses to steal out there, you'd imagine.
I was gonna say, also, perhaps while I'm looking, maybe I should roll a sleight of hand to like get the coppers out of my
Survival.
small coin purse, so there's
supposed to
only
be.
the silvers left in it.
I'd probably aid Suvi in survival check if he's
Oh, wait,
tracking
that was
something.
supposed to be survival, right?
Yeah.
Detect
Nephros,
signs of passage.
you don't really see any signs of like dragging and stuff, but there's a lot of stuff in here. It's kind of hard to get a read on anything because the dogs have been in here all night. People come in and out like all the time.
Hmm.
It's hard to tell.
poop
You don't see
everywhere.
any blood or anything. Nothing telling like that.
Okay.
It's a similar situation for Suvi outside. As you try your sleight of hand check, how many coppers are you trying to fish out of there while you're looking?
5.
It seems really obvious.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
I don't know. I
how.
was just trying to think of some sort of check to be representative. I have this coin purse on me. How do I make it look like I found it?
That's a good way to get your coin purse stolen.
Maybe. But is a sleight of hand 18 good for that?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that's really hard to do. Like,
Okay.
someone's watching you and you're going into a coin purse trying to find 4 particular coins among like 100.
What
and
if
then
what
get
if I
them
just
out.
try? What if I just reach in and just take a handful of them out?
Well, that's probably doable.
What if I'm just trying to do that then?
If you're just trying to do that, that's probably a success.
Okay, yeah. Let's say I just do that, and then I'm gonna see what I'm gonna roll with that.
Okay. You grab a handful of coins, pull them out, and
And then I kind of stand up triumphantly, like, ah, here it is. This is the purse.
let me see that.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and take it.
She opens it up and starts looking around. I thought you said there was only silvers in here.
Well, yeah, I had 84 silver in it when I lost it. Are you saying there's less in there?
Well, it looks
Ooh.
like there's less in there.
Oh my god, are you telling me they fleeced me? Probably some guard saw it knock off, probably spilled some coins and just picked them up.
Hey, you can't be talking about the Bryn Shander guard like that. Make a deception check, though.
Sorry, I'm not. I'm not talking about that guard. I'm talking about one of the people in the
Talking about
trading
this.
company.
One of those bastard guards. I'm a guard. One of those other
Sorry.
bastard guards.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't seem. So she doesn't seem to be thinking that that you're guilty of anything. She just kind of shrugs and hands you the coin purse. Well, that's fine, I guess. It's about how much you said it was.
Well, thanks for letting me in here. At least I have what's left of it back. Just my luck.
Well, glad you could help. Glad you found what you were looking for.
All right. Well, thanks. I'll be on my way.
They lead you out and then start seeing some other customers. Well, no, people.
Real customers.
Real customers. It looks like Suvi and Grundle didn't really find anything around the outside.
Yeah, so while off to the side, I'll confer with them. Yeah, I mean, I was looking around in there and I didn't see any. There was no blood. There were no signs that, like something body was dragged out. But there's been a lot of traffic in there. It's entirely possible it might have still happened.
For all we know, it's still on their carts in the middle of town.
Right, or it could not be.
Perhaps we just go there and rip the damn tarp off in the middle of the crowd and see what people do.
Yeah, I mean,
An
sure.
invisible person could do that very, very easily.
Yeah, only got 6 seconds. Like, not exactly a lot.
Always feels longer in battle.
I mean, I think that's the only option we have left.
Yep.
Well,
The
only
not
other-
bad
the
if
only
anybody
other
gets pissy.
The only other thing I can think of is, I mean, and it's a huge long shot. We know they said they had done some sort of violent activity out in the forest. We could potentially try and find some kind of evidence out there, but I feel like that's a long shot.
More
Could
time
ask
we
the
waste
kid.
wandering around the wild, more time they have to bury the body.
Well, that too, but maybe the little goblin kid from before, maybe they've seen something while they're outside in the woods.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And I like it. I run
Clearly
off
very
to
important
north
to our plot.
to North Gate
Worth a
Wood,
try.
Northwook.
Worth the
All right,
shit.
Grundle.
Just sprints off. I must speak with Sam.
So we'll all follow
Sure.
Grundle.
Or
at least
I
I'm
can
following.
say, oh well, meet me at town square in an hour.
Okay, don't forget that he hides in the little things underneath the table. Okay, never mind. Bye.
Okay.
Right.
Secret
Run off to the
tunnels.
Northlook.
I got a golden ticket.
Answers to our problem, they're totally there.
So, you head to the Northlook. It's still pretty quiet for the morning. There's not a lot of people here, and the people that are here are either passed out or unconscious for other reasons.
All right. I'm gonna go to where Venric said Sam Smorkle hid. Gonna probably tap on the floorboards. Sam, 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 Sam.
Oh god.
Another floorboard opens up nearby. What? Grundle?
It's me, Grundle.
It's me, Sam Smorkle!
Perfect. I have a mission for you. That's more important than hunting. Oh, you have a token now. Nice.
I've appeared more than once. I've gained main character status.
Perfect. How would you like to take on a very important mission?
For Grundle? Anything.
For the Grundle. You know where Torga's sales carts are that she sets up in the town square?
What's a Torga?
Oh god. Well,
Is it big enough to hunt?
yes it is.
Alright.
Follow
at
me.
'em.
Ugh.
Alright, well I'm gonna go towards the
Just wanted to
Town
ask if they've
square
seen
now.
things in the woods, not get them
Oh no,
implicated.
this is better.
This might be better.
Did we just become best friends? Yup.
They definitely don't know Sam Smorkle's on our side.
I'm not
Sam
gonna go
Smorkle
right-
has joined the party.
Move out of the way, Jeeves. Sam Smorkle, coming through.
Sam Smorkle has joined the chat.
For now, I basically want to stay on the outskirts, just so that we're in like view of it, but not anywhere near like so that they can see us or anything.
Okay, you do so.
All right, and then I go to Sam, and if I can see the cart, I'll point to it and be like, "You see that cart right there?" Well, first I should ask, is there the cart with the canvas on it and everything?
You head there, and it's a similar appearance from last time. I mean, the sleds are a little off, but otherwise it's pretty much the same sort of sights. Torga's harking her wares, the thugs are looking on and protecting the merchandise, although they look a little more
What about-
shifty than normal.
Okay, you see that cart right there
Oh my god, I gotta get this kid killed.
with the curtain?
Good.
I want you to run up to it and rip it off, and then run away as fast as you can.
Okay.
And then you're gonna have to hide afterwards because they're not gonna
started
like
running.
it, I don't think. Oh god. Okay, perfect. I love this.
Oh, he's
No,
just
I
like
Grundle.
Grundle.
I didn't even have to offer him any like coins or anything.
Starts
This is
running
great.
halfway through the instructions.
That's great. Once you start running, that's great.
It's great.
Alright, well, let's go here then, I suppose. Everybody is slightly
Mingle
further
with the
away.
crowd.
Well, actually, you can be at the town center
Roll
if
to
you guys
mingle.
want. You were told to
Meet in an hour.
Yeah.
meet in an hour.
Yeah, but we're probably gonna be walking there. What else are we
Oh.
gonna do?
Yeah, because it takes Grundle longer to get to the Northlook and then to the town center than it does for
I
you
figured that.
guys. So you guys can be here too if you want.
Yeah.
Eventually,
Sure.
Grundle shows up with Sam Smorkel. You see him like near a house, like behind some barrels, a few houses down, and then Sam Smorkel just starts running towards Torga's caravan.
Chris, did you make this map?
No,
Okay.
this is actually I can find it. This is Moonlight Maps.
Oh yeah.
Moon maps.
Check
Maps
out
for
Moonlight
moons.
Maps.
Maps of moons.
All right. So we'll say Sam was up here, and then he just starts running. He runs into a crowd of people, starts sneaking around.
Uses
All stealthy
goblin
like.
bonus action stealth.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Opens up his pack of Tic Tacs.
Gobbo.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, he's just...
He disappears inside of a crowd. Do any of you do anything?
I didn't see him, so no clue.
Oh no, you saw him
Go for the
running.
Grundle. What the
You
hell are
saw
you
him.
doing?
You saw him run, but now he's missing.
Now I just make a confused face, because was that Sam Snorkel? Holy shit, what's going on?
He's got a 1 hour head start. He'll blend in, disappear. With any luck, he's got the body already.
I'm just gonna, if I see the party, I'm just gonna look over, wink, and do a big thumbs up.
Oh yeah, no, we all just scowl at you if anything.
Yeah, I'm
Really?
keeping my distance because she recognizes me.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all hide behind this huge lumber pile and hope for the best.
Right? If that's the case, Sam makes it to another tent.
Get him, Sam.
He's gonna stealth
Expert
again.
hitman.
Dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun.
Ta-da!
He sneaks under a cart near the sled, and the person goes, "Hey, what are you doing in there? Get out of there! Hey!" Starts struggling against the
Gobbing out.
the grip of this person. He's gonna try and get out of here. Oh, select him.
That's Smorkel.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
We barely need.
Oh. He managed to just
Oh.
barely
Slippery
sneak
boy.
out of the commoner's grip.
Oh my God.
And he scrambles into another cart, into another like shop, into some barrels of fish.
Oh no, he's losing ground.
He could have just walked through with
Our
the
ace.
thing. He's
Our
making
ace
it
is
harder
on
on himself.
Hey, did you see a goblin go into there? A goblin? In my fish? I'm a reputable businessman. No, I think I saw it too. Sam Smorkel is starting to make a little bit of a sniffle here. He
Good
runs.
commotion. We join them.
He runs towards the nearby tree and tries to hide behind the tree
Get it, Gobble?
with similar results.
Damn.
There it is! Go get him! The three commoners run after Sam Smorkel, and he starts climbing up the tree.
Oh no.
Can we take
Alright,
advantage of this
just-
distraction?
Can we do things?
Yeah, I mean, I was just waiting for somebody to stop me, man.
No, no,
Yeah.
this is great.
I
That's
was
the
too
time
to go up
excited.
and just
He climbs up the tree.
uh,
There starts to be a commotion as the crowd starts to point. There's a goblin in that tree. A goblin here in Bryn Shander? Don't be racist, Doug.
I don't think they exist.
He was trying to steal my goods. Well, then we have a reason to be mad at him. Hey, get back here. Torga just like points at one of the thugs and sends him to go look at the goblin. Yep, it's a goblin. Another one goes to try and defuse the situation. We'll take care of him. Come on, get down here. Sam just hisses at them.
I think this is our time to try and disperse
Yeah,
and
I'm
get
just
to
waiting
all
for
the...
a gaff to say I
Move
try and
on.
sneak up.
Just
Sure.
run up and rip the stupid cart over.
I think he's just running up to all these like different little areas and just ripping off the tarp.
But,
John Nephros.
push the crowd down.
Yep, you know, on brand.
Maximum sneak.
Right? Suvi manages to disappear by kind of kneeling a bit. Nephros'
Like,
horn is
I-
still peeking out over everybody. Grundle as
Yeah, I'm
well
like-
is... Thankfully, nobody's really looking for Grundle, but he is standing out
Advantage, we
amongst
have
the
a
crowd.
distraction.
I'm blending in! Dude, who are you?
Let me help you stop stepping on your feet.
So-
Here, have cat's grace.
The
Oh,
sleds
this is
don't seem like
pointless.
they're covered, but she's still selling things out of them, or
I mean, she's selling stuff out of them. It's just the back end of one of the sleds where the body was is still
Okay.
covered.
Sophie,
It's
don't.
look like a carcass.
Oh yeah, sorry, you weren't here last time.
thank you.
Me stoopy. It was on this sled last time, and it looks like it's in about the same place.
Okay.
Sophie, don't fuck this up. Have some bardic inspiration. Okay. You guys are
Yay.
good now. Let's try this again.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go walk back to Jeeves. Okay, good luck.
Thankfully, they seem pretty distracted by Sam Smorkle, who's
I-
still
I
scrambling in
crouched.
the tree.
I made sure to crouch below the
I'm just
crowd.
gonna go up and rip the stupid thing off.
One of the thugs starts climbing the tree while the other one, is ballast underneath them. Get up there! Come on! I'm gonna get you, goblin!
Do you see
You
the?
don't-
the
I was gonna
shape
say
of
you
the
should
body
look
still?
underneath to see if the body's under there before you
Yeah,
go
I'm
ripping it
trying to
off.
confirm that. Yes.
Okay.
Did I roll something?
I guess sleight of hand? You're pretty well hidden.
A hand.
Ooh.
You head out and,
Advantage,
From what?
Reasons?
Life.
Didn't I
I-
just get enhance ability cast on me?
I thought that was
I gave
Nephros.
I gave it to Nephros because I figured he'd be
Oh.
the one to do it.
And then
I think it
Nephros
requires
promptly went
pickpocketing to
and
grab a
hid.
tarp and rip it off.
Well, I just didn't want to go all the way to the sled without asking you, like, hey, should I make another stealth check?
It's fine. Suvi runs up to the sled, and he just rips back the canvas. It's not the best sleight of hand that you've ever done. In fact, the one thug that was looking at it hears the commotion, looks back. Hey, what are you doing? And starts tugging on the other side of the canvas. Do you want to
Yes,
keep
help
pulling?
me. Take it off. Sure.
Is now a strength check.
Switch to
No, an
athletics.
athletics check, yeah.
Nice.
Can I
Reveal
come out
your
and help him?
secrets.
I don't even know it's there. Oh boy.
I'm just
Yep,
looking at
we
this.
don't even know if it's there.
Just checking out
Looks
this
about
cart
the
and like,
same. What
what's
we've been told.
Oh, that is a cart that sells fishing hooks.
nice.
Anyway, back at the action.
Right.
Nephros
Ooh, shinies.
Nephros runs over to help Suvi and grants him advantage as the thug tries to pull back. Let's do
2 on
with
1.
an
He's
athletics
gonna
check.
roll a 19. No. Single digit.
He did roll a 19, just not the right one. As Nephros comes in to help, the canvas is torn off, revealing a frozen corpse beneath. Some of the
Yes.
crowd looks over as you guys start pointing to the body. Oh, the body!
A body!
The body! Torga just holds up her hands. Hey, there's nothing to see here. She heads over as the rest of her crew kind of start convening. They start ignoring the goblin. Hey,
Are there guards around? Can I look around
Fireball.
for
There are
guards?
some
There are in
guards
fact
around.
guards over there.
Wards.
There are some Bryn
Yeah.
Shander uniformed guards that are kind of investigating a caravan. Guards!
I'll go
Guards!
get one of their attention for sure.
Yeah.
Probably all trying to do that right now. So
One of them turns towards you. Excuse me, we're doing official business.
I
There's,
just
shouting
point
in the
towards.
background.
Oh, is that more important than the dead body?
A body? They look at each other. You can go, sir. And then they all start running towards the caravan.
I go to this guy. You owe me money.
What? I wasn't carrying anything illegal.
I just saved your ass. I don't know if I saved his ass.
It doesn't seem so.
Just
on
kidding.
it.
I'm just fucking with you. See ya.
It was a prank, bro.
You just got pranked.
You just got pranked, bro.
how do you explain this body?
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum, bum. Well,
Just done this yesterday.
probably. Anywho, the guards were there yesterday. They haven't moved.
Literally the same scene. Plus goblin.
Plus
They were
goblin.
just walking into the cart. Like
You
skipping
see,
through it.
we didn't have Sam Smorkle last time.
That's right.
Also didn't have fancy badges.
We were junior deputies.
A nice plastic galvanized piece of shiny metal.
The guards, as best they can, surround the caravan. One of them heads up. to where the body is revealed. What's the meaning of this? Torga, you own this caravan, right? I do. I don't see what the problem is. It's a legal bounty. What are you talking about? You guys see that there is a piece of paper, like, roped onto the corpse. She unties the rope and pulls out the piece of parchment, shoves it in the guard's face. See? Right here. This one's wanted down south.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
I would like to duck off into a tent while this discussion is happening, if possible.
Sure. Make a stealth check. Yeah, for once you actually managed to sneak into a place. Isn't that nice?
Great. That's, it feels good.
Feels good, bruh.
I just don't want Torga to see me again.
they might hate me.
Oh no!
I don't want to give him
criminals
the
might be your
justification.
friends.
Well, the guards start looking over the wanted poster. What are you guys doing? Torga's, like, scowling at you guys. She recognizes at least Grundle.
I look over the guard. I believe that's a forgery.
Well, I'll
Trust
be the
me.
judge of that.
Oh, it makes sense. I agree.
I agree, you're the judge of that.
I also look at Cephik on the side of my eye. I don't trust you.
Cephik rolls their eyes.
wizard.
My mortal
smell
enemy.
magical.
Well, the guard kind of calms down the crowd. Everyone, there's nothing to see here. This person was wanted. This is a legal bounty. You're right, Torga. Always knew you were on the up and up. Hands the parchment back to Torga. And
I
then
didn't
they...
want us to be there when it happened.
Hey, there's a goblin in this tree. Dear God. They all start running to the tree.
Dear God.
Well, well, well. Is this what you were after?
Yeah, pretty much.
Actually, no. We're after him. And I point at Cephik.
Yeah, this is kind of just a distraction.
This is honestly just a distraction. We're after that guy.
Yes, we're playing 3D checkers.
What, because Cephik here killed this man? He's wanted in
just him.
Luskin. 125
we
gold
don't care.
pieces. He fled here to Icewind Dale. We tracked him down. We found him. We killed him. Cephik helped. As you can see, there's nothing illegal about that.
Sure, he helps in a lot of maybe murders around here.
I think our innocence has been proven enough. Get out of here.
I don't think it has. Prove it.
Actually, not here for this murder. Like we said, this is the distraction. We're here for him. There's a bounty on him as the 10 Towns murderer. And I
J'accuse.
accuse him.
I do not see how this has escalated such. I have murdered no one. Not anyone that doesn't have a bounty on their head.
Squint my eyes at him.
I don't think I will be going with you, and I don't think the guards have reason to take me with you. Let's get back to selling our wares, Torga. I won't draw my blade if I don't have to.
I want to duel him.
I didn't even want to be known, but we're here and I can't help anymore. I'm done. You guys have to figure this out.
I'm looking at fish hooks. And then I
Okay.
just went off to go and get our little goblin friend. Gonna try and talk down the guards and on the side just be like, okay, I'll take care of him.
Alright, persuasion check.
I'm a monster hunter.
Persuasion check with advantage, you
A
Cormyrian
weapon that
knight.
small.
Yay!
The guards look you up and down.
Look, he's my size. I can take him. Stop judging.
Bunch of weirdos lately. Well, I suppose the goblin hasn't taken anything. You haven't taken anything, have you? You'll never take me alive!
It's a no. I think they're just a kid. Come on, get down from here. Over here, come on. Okay, have some jerky. We got rations.
Grundle, you might need to rescue your friend.
Rations.
Yeah!
All right,
He jumps
come on.
from the tree and lands into the snow near Venric, grabs the jerky from you, and starts shoveling it into their mouth.
Cool. And I'm just gonna Hansel and Gretel and bring him some crumbs back over to Jeeves.
I guess it was nothing. The guards go back to their work. The one stays nearby the tree, just in case.
Come on, Grundle. It's not worth it.
I do the thing where I like
Thank you.
use my 2 fingers, point them at my eyes, then I point them at his eyes. Like, I'm watching you, bud.
I don't care.
You will.
I think I will. You can certainly
no.
believe that.
Oh, you really will.
Oh, we are so good at intimidating bad guys.
We did it. Success.
Mm.
So we get part of the bounty, right?
This was
Yeah.
big down. We fucked this up. Like this was fucked.
Let's get
Like,
outta
so
here.
hard. This was the biggest debacle I've ever seen.
Well, we were put in an impossible situation. Yet again.
I didn't expect open confrontation to their face. This is the only thing. I thought we were gonna be sneaky about it.
Yeah, but I mean,
The only lead we had was a dead body, so here you are.
Did you guys
Yeah.
at least look at the contract to see if there was anything wrong with it?
We
It
were
literally
not
waved in
allowed.
our faces. I think we saw it close
was-
enough.
Yeah,
It
you
was
can,
a forgery. I know it.
We got talked down too. We didn't get.
But this
we didn't
guard
get-
doesn't know forgeries from real things.
You can make an
Oh, boy.
investigation check if anybody has any relevant proficiencies with calligrapher's tools, a forgery kit. They could
I
probably
get
detect if
proficiencies
it's
with
a-
everything.
Instrument flute.
Okay,
Vaguely.
well, you can certainly try. Although I think you stayed away from it the entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah.
So
They were embarrassing me.
yeah, I think the only people up in there were Grundle and Suvi.
Yes. I guess you,
Someone had to
because
take
you
some
also
goddamn action.
helped tear off the... Oh no, because you snuck away.
Yeah, I didn't want to get seen.
People are great. I love you people.
Oh,
I brought up the idea, me being
Your murderer puzzle's too hard, Chris.
We can't just jump into their faces and point at the thing that they were carrying around with them and say that it was bad. If
Especially
we win.
after the... I'm sorry that I didn't want to get seen for the 3rd time by the person who the guards clearly would believe over me were they to tell the guards that I'm the criminal.
I'm not from the city. I don't know how this shit works.
Yeah, maybe don't do that next time. now
Clearly, we should all leave in embarrassment.
we
and,
should not even
do
do
not
this
drop our
anymore.
names.
I'm
We
shopping.
fucked this. It's over. We can't do this. We can't solve this mystery anymore. If it's them, we fucked it.
Well, I guess that's just a quitter's talk then. You know, I guess you can just leave the free voices of the Dale, because there's always other options.
Grendel!
Boy,
Sam,
I really wish I had actual help, but here I am.
Sam!
Oh.
Mr. Grundle! I didn't get to do it, but it looks like you did it anyway.
yeah, that wasn't. You did great. Thanks.
What do I get?
You get. Well,
I gave him rations.
I'll give you.
A
My
beating.
precious. Let me look.
Guard.
Guard's finger if you kick that man
Not the
in the
foil.
nuts.
Okay, he runs over to the guard.
Wait, why
Not-
didn't you
not
tell him
him,
to
not-
grab
not
the
the
contract?
Not him?
No, not him. You know what? Forget it. Let's just go back to the north look and drink
Get our dogs and get the
Reddit.
hell out of here.
grenades. I think that's what he called it.
Clearly, we're not meant to be detectives.
Okay.
do I have to do the thing?
What thing?
That would be nice, yeah.
I don't know. What thing are you thinking?
To just be an animal and just go and steal a fucking contract?
Why would that
Okay.
help?
Because then we
Because-
can inspect it closely to see if it's a forgery.
Weird.
I was
Yeah,
literally
you can
right in
do
front
it.
of it. So that's all I described the thing in excruciating detail.
We'll have to look at. You can't just
Well, you-
describe if there's a forgery or not.
Yeah,
Go
and you,
off of your word.
Well, you can make an intelligence check, and if you have relevant proficiencies, you can add your proficiency modifier.
yeah. Nobody just
Is what I
rolled.
was trying
like
to
nobody rolled. yeah.
Express.
Oh, just a naked intelligence check. Got it.
Well, you guys can go and find a place to like hang out.
There we
Maybe
go.
keep someone
Not
nearby.
even sure it
and
was written in common.
I
Well,
can
that's a
just
saving throw, by the
wait.
way. Sorry.
Yeah, it's the same looking bonus.
Okay. What were you saying, Venric? Sorry.
I could just do the fox thing and just sit around and wait, and then, when I get the opportunity, grab it and go.
Expert. Random fox in the middle of town.
Mm.
I mean, it's
Oh,
yeah. I
is
mean,
that
it's
piece
more
of
like
paper just sitting in the open right now, or?
So I was saying you guys can go someplace and go and hang out, and I can just do this. Someone can maybe wait or
Oh, I have the mage
do
hand spell. I
shopping
could
or
just try to
something.
steal it from a distance.
Okay,
Do that
more
too.
options. You can do that too. Yeah.
Would have been great.
I'm just trying to think
Walker
of more
birds, go.
options.
Okay, I've heard 2 ideas.
So which one are we going with?
I say we start with the mage hand because that's probably the
Here's my mage
Easiest
hand.
one.
It's a
Mhm.
bunch of birds.
a bunch
Oh,
of
there you
axe
go.
beaks.
Just don't forget it's gonna get
Conjure
harder
X
and
speed, I don't
harder
have it.
every time.
I was gonna say we probably need some kind of a distraction.
In
So
maybe
you
a
know
few
what I'll
hours.
do? I will wander over and come and openly be like, "Oh, Toga, you having some trouble with your caravan?"
You again. Is this what you were after? I knew that
What?
you were up to this. You stinking tiefling. You were tracking me because you thought that I killed someone.
What? I literally just walked into the market now.
Nah, it was you and your friends. You were spying on me last night.
Listen, just because it takes me a little bit longer to get to the market than it does them, doesn't mean that there's anything wrong.
I use this
You're the
distraction.
retard.
So, does anybody want to do anything while Nephros is engaging Torga?
I
Prime just said
attempt
he
to
was
use
gonna
the
use it.
distraction to do a thing.
Hmm.
Okay, make a
Grab
stealth
it
check.
with magic or something. I don't know.
Actually,
Doesn't matter.
yeah.
Oh,
So
boy.
a stealth check's fine. I'm also gonna have you. So you're not like an arcane trickster. You can't really do sleight of hand with mage hand or something. What's the
It's
thing
not
on that?
invisible is the thing. It's
Yeah, that's
just a
really-
bunch of birds.
That's really the
Yeah.
only thing.
It's like not actually a magic hand. It's a bunch of magic birds.
So a bunch of birds head over to Torga's. I'm
Tweet,
gonna
tweet,
have you make an Arcana check instead to be
tweet.
like
Pigeons.
the force of your mage hand to swoop in and swipe it.
Can he use
got
his
this.
spellcasting stat?
Custom Arcana or just regular?
You can do a wisdom-based Arcana.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay. Arcana is the A one. There. I guess mystery
Right.
skill check.
Mystery skill check. Your Boyds swoop down near Torga. She kind of kept it in her jacket. The Shrikes swoop into her jacket and swipe the parchment and bring it back to you. Hey! She storms off after Suvi. Get back
So
here!
everybody's scattered to the four winds before I could hand the paper to them.
I'm right here.
There you go.
We're just
Look
gonna
at
play
that. See?
keep away.
Check it.
Okay, I'll take it and start walking away and inspect it.
Get back here with that! What is wrong with you people?
Like Suvi could just stand up and raise his hand above his
Get
head.
out of
and
my
be like,
way!
Can't reach.
Hey, we were having a conversation.
Oh no, left you alone with fucking douche canoe.
Quick.
Epic.
Alright.
I'm assuming this would be an intelligence, so
Yep,
while
It's
he's
intelligence,
mage
and I
handing it,
think you can use half your proficiency.
while he's mage handing it, I'll blow another enhanced ability on myself just for intelligence.
Okay.
So when I get it, I'll be able to, because I have +0 to my intelligence, but it'll be plus my
You.
It'll have advantage.
Half your proficiency
I
bonus.
have advantage and +1 because of my bardic knowledge. So here we go.
Enhance ability, Venric's Cunning.
Easy. Easy +1.
Here we go. That's it.
Well, with a 16, look over the thing, and it looks pretty ratty. It's definitely been through some adventures, but yeah, it seems to have the seal of Luskin on it. This person is wanted in the pirating town down south.
Pirating town, of course.
Yeah, with an official seal like that, you don't think that it could be...
And well, it's for this person. Like, how is it confirming that it's this person?
Oh, yeah, you look at the identity, and it does seem to be a half-elf in their 30s. just like the person strapped to the sled.
Yep. Exactly what I thought. Alright. I'll just when Toria finally like comes up, I'll just reach back and hand it to her.
Give me that!
Fair enough.
Sorry, my birds don't listen to me sometimes. Just like pretend they're fake pets or something.
Are you satisfied?
No.
For now.
Good. She spits on the ground. Don't bother the
Nice.
caravan.
Mm-mm.
And you, buy something, stay out of my sight. She points at Nephros.
All right, fine. I'm out here.
All right,
Terrible
retreat.
service.
Well, alright.
Great. So what did we learn?
Kill everyone on sight. Don't negotiate.
Wow. Okay.
Well, since we don't have a reason to kill them, we should have just killed them. Well, unfortunately, you guys leave the edge
Clearly,
of
this is
the
an elaborate
marketplace,
prank.
and unfortunately, you're empty-handed. You expose them, but
Quest failed. Level
Yeah.
up, please.
level, please. You didn't do anything.
Listen,
We in fact gained a lot of experience here, is what happened.
Yeah.
Well,
We gained
that's
a lot
not
of experience in how
untrue.
not to do this.
We learned about ourselves quite a bit.
Run right up, why?
Let's head to the cares. We're done here.
We were sneaking like the turn before that.
For what?
Ugh.
You
What would
guys,
sneaking have done? I don't get it.
you guys are dejected at the edge of the marketplace when you hear someone call out, "Hey, the free voices? Is that you all?"
No.
Sure.
What's
and
a
you
free
see-
voice anyway?
They're currently the sad voices, but you can approach.
You may approach.
I'm the angry voice.
This is true. This one's angry. We're the Spice Girls.
A woman approaches you and says,
I'm the grumpy one.
"I knew you guys would come. You saved me from
yes.
the mountains."
All right.
I remember you. You had
up?
somebody else with you.
I did. She's not here right now, but I can take you back to her. Come on, we at least owe you some tea. Or beer, if that's your thing.
Yeah, everyone seems kind of down right now. Be a good little pick-me-up.
Come on, the name's Korana again. Jaredil's back at the shop.
Yes, Jaredel and Quran.
Maybe they have a quest we can do.
Come on, let's...
We have quests.
Oh, but don't you want another quest? Everybody's
finish
getting
quests
quests
here.
nowadays. Or I could just give you the money we promised you.
I mean, doing a good deed's just a thing that you should do anyway. But I think I'm gonna get yelled at if I say that. Never mind.
Well, you did plenty. You saved me. Let's go get some tea. And with that, I think that's where we're going to have to end it for tonight. So,
Wah, wah, wah.
thank you everybody that came out to watch. You can watch this stream every Wednesday from 7 to 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to watch our sister stream, that's on Sundays, Dork Vision stream. It's from 9 p.m. to midnight on those days. My books are on Drive Thru RPG and the DMs Guild, and you can support me on Patreon/Noble Trumpet. With that out of the way, let's get some reward next time, and perhaps either move on to the cares or, I don't know, expose someone else of murder. Maybe that'll work this time. See
Gotta
you
be the
next time,
speaker.
everyone. It's the speaker! I knew it!
Werewolves!
Get him! Werewolves!